let's do a cheers to the Sobeys and Safe Liquid Beer for the podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
4, 3, 2, 1. It is all over. The Edmonton Oilers have won the Stanley Cup.
For the win. Draisaitl centers McDavid, tips it home. Game over.
Curry gets it ahead to Gazdic. Gazdic going in. Stuart trying to get back. Gazdic with his back.
It's the 6 o'clock and check-in. Come on, let's go.
And he scores. Leon Draisaitl.
It's the AM Nasty Big Hello.
And there it is. Seth Hyman.
It's the cool red hot Nielson Show. Let's go.
The Oilers pouring it on. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Smith from behind the net, a wraparound. Horton scores. Edmonton wins.
Everybody tuning in, even my wife. And those Macamala intros are cutting like a knife.
That is an absolutely pitifully bad call.
Hey, it's Mitch texting in. He's your dealer for life.
It is Marchand scores.
The stuck at 6 o'clock and lager with some sirloin.
McDavid, beautiful move. What can you say?
Let's see the Curry score.
Here they come, the Oilers. It's dropped back for Buchberger. Shoots, scores! Buchberger! The Oilers win it!
The Oilers have won the Stanley Cup.
Good night, golden nights. It's a gentleman's sweet. Good night, golden nights. Cup and put you to sleep. You'll never be a winner, 'cause you can't beat Stuart Skinner. Good night, golden nights. Oh, it is so sweet.
Very impressive. Taken a few years to put all this together.
It's not a one-year quest because it's so hard to get your hands on. At this stage of my life, I don't invest in green bananas. It's a lifetime quest. Just not sure if I'm going to be around long enough to see them ripen to be yellow. You can't party enough when you win that thing. It's a party machine. Party machine. That's why it's the Stanley Cup. It's hard. It's hard.
.06 the morning after a Game 1 defeat, and the gentleman's sweep is fully intact.
We are engaged.
We are not talking modified gentleman's sweep. We are talking a true, original, legitimate gentleman's sweep is loading. As somebody said over in the chat when we played the Vegas song, hell yeah, old sports. I mean, some of you might actually hate this show today, but I am in no way concerned about the Edmonton Oilers after last night's hockey game.
Why would you? Maybe the special teams.
Maybe
you're not. Are you not even concerned about even that?
Even the special teams, unless you think the Oilers' penalty kill is going to go 25% in this entire series, I would go smash them right now. It's plus 150 on the Oilers in this series right now. You can go get that with our partners over at Play Alberta, the title sponsor of Edmonton Sports Talk. Plus 150 on the Edmonton Oilers to win this series right now. It was a minus 111 before the game yesterday. That's a big swing. I would hammer that. I will hammer it myself, to be honest with you. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. By far the better team through the first two periods.
5-on-5 was excellent.
Took stupid penalties. Couldn't kill them. End of story.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you can watch that game last night and be in a full-blown panic today.
And Rod Regan game 2, right?
I was called for last night on Twitter. Don't worry, I've got about a dozen Stuart Skinner mean tweets locked and loaded.
You've
for
got
I got
a
beat
duffel
today.
bag of receipts.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot here. He'll never make a big save when you need it. Just set the fourth longest shutout streak in franchise playoff history.
Well,
will never make a big save when you need it, apparently. Did not like the fourth goal last night. I did not like.
Sure.
But I'm not blaming him on any of the other goals. Like, imagine if Skinner let in the Bouchard goal last night or the Draisaitl goal last night. And when we're not that, I mean, those unscreened attempts.
Yeah.
Like, come on. What are we doing here? So anyway, people were quick to hop back to the old usual last night. But don't take stupid penalties. Perry's penalty was a penalty, and it was not a good one. The Kulak one I didn't like. I thought that was a bit of a weak call from the officials. And then Kane, even though Sportsnet completely botched the replay. I mean, they didn't give you the right look. We had to wait for it to pop up later on. And Kane's stick did hit Duchesne in the face. And yes, Duchesne sold it to help get the call, but it was a high stick. I mean, to me, game one comes down to a couple of bad penalties that they took and their penalty kill not being able to kill it. I don't see that being often repeatable by this group right now.
Yeah, they lost a game in which coming into this, they lost how many during the first two rounds, right?
Well, I said last night.
A night can happen against at this stage, you have the Final Four, a good team.
Yeah,
they'll make you pay.
They took bad penalties.
Yeah.
Don't stay out of the box. Dallas, the one thing we said going into this series, you probably want to try to stay out of the box. You definitely can't take stupid penalties. And they took some bad penalties last night and ended up costing them. But I don't think their penalty kill is going to go 25% for the series. If it does, they're going to lose it. But I think this is probably the best thing that could have happened to the Oilers in this series. Now their backs are against the wall again. They will be fine.
Well, even if
100% fine.
They've gone back home down 2-0 anyways before as well. Even if the next game, they put themselves in a position where they know how to get out of all of these certain situations. And now you get a lot. Back-to-back shutouts, all those things, a big, amazing run, all that. You get a loss, it gives you a chance to reset at a time when this series is still young and you're hoping to go to the finals. So, yes, if you're going to pick a loss or a time to lose, why not?
Well, and also, each of their three series so far, and 3 of their 4 losses have been in remarkable, oh my God, I can't believe that happened fashion. Right? The first game against the Kings, they come storming back and tie it, and then just blow it seconds later with less than a minute left in the game. So they had this one crazy loss against the Kings. That's out of the way. Their only loss against the Golden Knights was a remarkable, crazy, oh my God, I can't believe finish either.
Even the second loss to the Kings was Arvidsson error and all that stuff.
And then last night's game, they've got it out of the way. That was the, oh my God, I can't believe they collapsed like that in the third period loss in this series. This is a team that has already shown multiple times in these playoffs that they can bounce back from those types of defeats. So I think you should be very confident in your local club, Edmonton. I honestly do. I don't know if people came here hoping for us to rip the team today, but I mean, don't take dumb penalties. Dallas has a good power play. You're going to want to try to avoid that.
They might be a good team. Like I know we always say, like, you know, all the other teams the Oilers play suck.
Yeah.
But they actually might, like, if you take penalties, they might actually make you pay for them.
If you allow them to have an extra player on the
idea.
ice.
Yeah. Like, it's.
I think that's the case.
We figured that out. Nasty chat. You might want to address if you so choose.
Over in the nasty chat. I mean, I'm probably going to try to avoid a little bit of that. EMG says, be disciplined. Play like you did in the first 40, and we're fine.
Yeah. No.
Exactly. Oh, here we go. CM9729. Sure, they could still win this series, but you can't ignore the fact that Skinner has played 6 games and lost 4. And the penalty kill is bad, and the goalie is supposed to be your best penalty killer. As I said, the fourth goal, he needs to play better. And Trev will probably play Draisaitl's post game, so if you can get that loaded. But listening to Skinner's post game when I was driving home from Boston Pizza last night, he said he felt like he was interfered with when he was, and there was like a slight amount of contact when he was coming across the crease, but nothing that you would challenge. He's got to play through that. But what other goals are we blaming him for last night? The first goal was a Tyler Seguin breakaway. I thought it was a well-placed shot. The second goal on the power play, 3 of his own teammates were screening him, and there was a Dallas Star parked right in front, right on top of him. I mean, that's a more difficult goal to stop than Draisaitl's goal last night. And then the Granlund shot. If an Oiler does that, it's a 6 snipe. I had somebody refer to that Granlund goal last night on Twitter as a weak ass goal. And I was like, that was a pretty sick shot. The fourth goal, he should have got back across to the post. Undoubtedly. That was a bad goal.
That was,
and
chaotic.
Then I think one of the things last night, somebody on Twitter last night was like, the backhand top shelf one's got to be stopped. And I said, there literally wasn't a backhand top shelf goal last night. Like, you're making goals up.
That's tough.
That one went off, like Tyler Seguin bats that one in. That wasn't a backhand top shelf by somebody else. Seguin put that one in the net on maybe a lucky but high skill play. So if you're hanging last night's game, this is what I would talk about with Stuart Skinner. If you're hanging last night's game on Stuart Skinner, you're completely glossing over absolutely piss poor, horrendous penalties by Corey Perry and Evander Kane. Don't put your team in that spot. And once again, don't even worry about it. Unless the Stars penalty kill goes 75% for the series, the Edmonton Oilers are going to win this series. We can come back and you can save the receipts and come at me later on if you want. But watching the first 40 minutes last night, to me, just solidified my opinion. The Oilers are going to win this
series. Zone entry, slot shots, high danger score, all that stuff, all those numbers, all those metrics were heavily tilted in the Oilers' favor heading into that third. And 5-on-5, they did look like the team in control for a good 40 minutes of that game.
Let's go to YouTube, Trev. I mean, I'm pretty level-headed, but I'm not a super duper hardcore passionate fan. Trev, where are you at this morning with this team moving forward in this series?
Oh, how's it going, everyone? How's it going, nasties? Way to start the show there, boys. That was good. Where am I? You know what? I'm fine. I was just I was really annoyed. I was annoyed. Like I didn't lose hope. And the more and more playoff hockey I'm watching, the more and more I'm like, okay, you lose game 1, it's not over. Like a few years ago, I would have been like, the series is over. The series is over, right? It took me forever to start watching playoff Oilers hockey. And that's kind of what my sense was early on. But now it's, you lose game 1. You know what? The way they did it, there's no way. Like Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, I was just thinking it this morning driving in. They're going to be so pissed. They're not going to make sure. They're going to make sure that never happens again. Like against this team, and they're going to give a full 60. I totally expect a game 2 bounce back, and I can't wait to see what they do, because they looked great in game 1 for the first 2 periods there. I was so calm and composed that the confession. I fell asleep in the last 3 minutes of the first period and woke up 5 minutes into the second period.
No, you needed your rest.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this is great. I fell asleep. They were up. Everything's fine. And then right after goal number 3 there, Darnell Nurse, he hits the post. Could have been 4-1. And I was like, damn, that really would have sucked the life out of this fan or this arena here. But you know what? I see where some Oilers fans are. I feel like they're more just annoyed on how they lost, and that's what they should be saying instead of, oh no, it's done. No, like it sucks to lose that way. You're winning the game, right? And the way it went down, and the one thing I will say, I know you guys touched on it a little bit. I would have liked to have seen a timeout, just a little something. Chris Knobloch.
Yeah, Reid talked about it a little bit yesterday on the post-game show.
And then there's the TV timeout. I get that, but I don't know. I would have liked to seen because it's. I mean, you never know, right? You never know in those cases. Goal number 2 for Dallas is probably the one that I was most peed off at. Just the fact that I think it was Mason Marchment just living rent-free right behind Darnell Nurse. Like, how is Darnell Nurse supposed to be, $9 million guy, pretty physical at times? How is he ahead of Mason Marchment? Like, how is that allowed? Like, I've never seen a defenseman. I'm sorry, you got the Webbers, the Prongers. They've always, made it just hell to live in front of the net. And he's behind Darnell Nurse screening him, and Darnell Nurse is screening Stuart Skinner as well. So that play, I was really ticked off for that one, but no, I mean, the Oilers played a really good 40, and it was awesome. I was so confident going into the third. I really was. And I know Hernan, I'm not going to call him out, but I agreed with what he said. He was like, there's no way the Panthers can even catch this Oilers team.
In our group text, yeah. Hernan still be calm and cool when he walks in here, too.
Yeah, and rightfully so. Like, there was a 6-minute stretch, the Oilers lost the game, and it just goes to show how important every single shift is. And that's kind of what I'm getting from it. But, I mean, it's just tough. I was really, really annoyed. That was their game to win, and they didn't. So they'll be back. I'm fully confident.
They've bounced back from these situations multiple times already in the playoffs.
Yes, and you've got Connor and Leon who, really look like Connor and Leon. And 40 minutes there. 40 minutes.
That might be the biggest point to take away from all of it.
Yes.
Both McDavid and Draisaitl looked like they were unimpeded for a lot of that game.
Yeah.
Compared to what we saw against Vegas, McDavid and Draisaitl are going to have their way with the Stars 5-on-5.
I agree.
And to me, you should be very excited about that. Like, unless you think the team is going to collapse on the penalty kill over a 6-minute stretch 4 times in this series, I think fans should. I get it. You're disappointed from last night's game. Fully understandable. But like Brandon from Windsor texts in here, Trevor, he goes, I was pissed when I went to bed last night, but I woke up with a calmer head. Oilers in 5, then we enjoy another gentleman's sweep show. Which could be, could be in the cards.
Copy and paste.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Could be in the cards. And, they got some guys scoring. Sagan had 2 5-on-5 goals. Everything else came on the power play last night. I don't know. A 75% power play is unsustainable for a series.
Mm-hmm.
There, I had to say it. If you want to dive into the numbers, even if they go 30% like they did in the first 2 rounds, Oilers can deal with something like that. What happened? Remember the Kings series? Oilers penalty kill was absolutely atrocious for the first 2 games. Every time the Kings got a power play, they're putting that thing in the back of the net, and then no power play remains that hot. And the Oilers made adjustments on their penalty kill and had basically been rolling ever since. I thought last night's reaction was from a fan base that looked like they'd just fallen down 3-1 in a series, not behind 1-0, which is per usual for this group, and actually looked really good for most of the game.
In this market, I don't believe you. I just don't believe you, that reaction.
Even after they gave up those power play goals, when the game got back to 5-on-5, the Oilers were present. Connor Brown had that great look. There was a few really good. Yeah, there was a few really good looks back at 5-on-5 in the third. So I didn't even think they lost the game at 5-on-5 after they had fallen apart on the penalty kill, which is another positive sign. So I'm trying to talk many of you off the ledge this morning. Some of you may refuse to believe it, but you have a really good team to cheer for. And I think they're going to be okay. We got to fix this camera angle, though. I hate how Eric's shoulders cut off.
I will do that
Yeah,
right now.
it's driving me nuts.
Cut more of me off.
If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or EvanstonSportsTalk.com,
I want half
you
of
have
me.
no idea what I'm talking about. But if you're watching on YouTube,
It was Zach.
did Zach do this?
I want just half
Well,
of me.
it wasn't like
Should I
this
move over?
yesterday.
No, it wasn't like this. Yeah, just come sit right next to me, buddy. We'll do a side-by-side show, and we can share the mic and everything.
Guys, one mic.
And yeah, there you go. Al over in the chat says the Oilers dominated the first and second periods. Daryl Adams says the Oilers and the Knicks both choked. My God. The Knicks choke, statistically, I think was far, far worse. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
We'll get into that actually as we work our way through the show here.
At least you're not the Padres.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'd rather be the Padres still taking a regular season loss like that than the Knicks blowing a 9-point lead in 51 seconds at home. Yeah, that's better. There you go. Trev does it again.
Wow.
You're on fire today,
Amazing.
Trev.
Thank you.
You're absolutely on fire.
What can I say?
If you're watching over on YouTube this morning, hammer the changing 100. Let's hit it, Trev.
Changing 100.
This is a positive show today. This is a positive show. I might not even read any Shaggy from St. Albert messages. I might just skip over all of them. Let's lay this thing out for you. Morning announcements coming up. We will get to that game last night at Madison Square Garden.
The Garden.
Morning after show coming up just after 6:30. That'll dive directly into the fan zone. Like deep down inside, are you legitimately worried? Is anybody legitimately worried about this team? Deep down inside. I'd be surprised. And if you are, just let me know why. And maybe we can talk through it today. Maybe we can talk through it. This is a good discussion show. Luke Gazdic's going to join us. He's in Dallas. Hopefully he remembers about the hit. But he'll join us for Pro-Am Sports just after 7 o'clock. Play Alberta, early bird bet of the day, incoming. We'll go there. Like I said, if you believe in the Oilers, plus 150 to win the series right now. Probably the best number you're going to see at any point. And that's another thing. Shout out to the Oil for giving us a plus 150 after falling behind by one. This is not a bad spot for you. Might want to hop on it. I got beef coming up around 7:30 today. Reid Wilkins, who we will discuss during the morning announcements. He is going to join us. Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. Scalding hot takes. Fired up for Gemco Fireplaces and Napoleon Products. And the wrap for William Huff. All still to come on the show today. Let's dive into your morning announcements for 100.3 The Bear. You can McCord every morning. Jess Jackson on the way home. RCN over in the chat says Skinner's career playoff percentage is .891. Is the 11th worst of any goalie with 40 playoff games. The rest play in the 80s. That's true, but he's also the greatest goaltender in National Hockey League history from games 4 to 7.
Yeah, this was game
we,
one.
we can throw stats at everything, right? So everything's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Everything's going to be all right. All right. How about the Knicks last night?
Hey.
How do you let that slip away? And you got Tyrese Halliburton giving you the Reggie Miller choke job in game 1.
What a throwback.
I thought it was a little early because all he did was force overtime. He thought he hit the 3 to win it, so he's doing the choke job, and I thought this is going to be an all-time bad look if you don't go get it done in overtime. And then they do get it done in overtime. This was a stat that popped up last night. And if you missed it, this was the 3rd time in the playoffs that the Pacers were down by 7 or more in the final minute and came back. Like, this is all-time run. Like, just incredible what they've done here. This was maybe my favorite tweet from last night. Somebody said, the Indiana Pacers, while trailing a game by 7 points late, and it's just a picture of the dream team. It's just like, this is what it is, playing against a bunch of bums from overseas. The most remarkable stat I saw last night, teams that were leading by 9 with 50, unless in the final minute, teams that were leading by 9 in the final minute of a playoff game were 1,434-0 prior to last night.
That's a hell of a number.
The Knicks entered, the team had never lost, leading by 9 in the final minute in the history of the NBA playoffs. And the Knicks choked it away at home last night. all in these playoffs, the Indiana Pacers were down 7 till Milwaukee with 35.6 seconds left. Down 7. Came back and won that game. They were down 7 to the Cavs with 57 seconds left. Came back and won that game. And last night, they were down 9 to the Knicks with 52.5 seconds left. New York had a 99.7% chance of winning that game at that point. And the Pacers just did not care. They came back and got it done. It's insane how they've managed to pull this off over and over and over. So that's one of the two things I wanted to get to. Reid Wilkins another thing is my computer is not charging anymore.
This could be a computer show.
This is your
battery show.
Now, when it's plugged in, it doesn't seem like the battery goes down, but my battery refuses to charge on this laptop, which I've had for 4 months now. So I guess I'm going to have to take it in.
It's a long time for modern day electronic though. Hey, I mean, you've stretched that puppy out as long as it.
I don't know. Can they replace something at the Geek Squad? Is that what time I'm going to walk in there and say, "Hey, geeks, fix this computer"? Because that's you have to treat geeks
give them
like
a wedgie.
That. Yeah. If you don't fix it, I'm going to give you a swirly, geek. Fix my computer, geek. Just kidding. I don't want to be mean like that, but hopefully they can have it charge again. I don't think it's this because this thing charges my iPad just fine too. So something's going on, but I think as long as it's plugged in, we'll be okay. Reid Wilkins last night on the postgame show. I got home last night and my wife took a strip off me. She's like, I didn't like the way you talked on the postgame show tonight. I thought you were mean to fans. And I said, well, maybe I was a little bit mean. I mean, I apologize if anybody was hurt by my comments last night on you completely bailing on your team. That's been amazing the entire playoffs after one loss. But yeah, she was just like, I didn't like how you were last night or tonight on the postgame show.
I'm proud of you.
I said, come on, man. No. I said, you're not going to give me any loving? And she said, you go to bed right now, sir. Yeah. I said, fine.
Then you put on the wig and...
Yeah. What about now? Go to sleep. But Reid Wilkins came on and delivered this. This is how you're going to win text of the day today, okay? This is how you win text of the day.
The balls to come up and say that to my face, you little pipsqueak wimp.
You little pip. I refer to it as pimp squeak, but you little pipsqueak wimp. Have the balls to come up and say it to my face, you little pip squeak wimp. Reid Wilkins last night when addressing a text from Randy.
Come up and say that to my face, you little pipsqueak wimp.
All right, so send us your pip squeak wimp texts to 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, the bookbinder.
Come up and say that to my face, you little pipsqueak wimp.
And he was actually fired up.
Yeah, we'll see if he's cooled down later. There's he'll get to come on the show and discuss.
Yeah, he's going to be on at 7:45 today. It works out really well.
Yeah.
It works out really well. So yeah, let's get into those texts today. Hey,
I don't think he'll apologize like you. I don't think he'll be as.
I'm only partially apologizing.
Well, 'cause your wife
I
made
mean,
you.
yeah. I'm really only saying sorry about postgame last night because Tammy was disappointed in her husband. I was like, come on.
So that's the way to get the text of the day. Atif does have a text as well. The Golden Knights could not beat Skinner through the last 2 games, but the Stars sure did in game 1.
Come up and say that to my face, you little pipsqueak wimp.
I don't think you can get up to your face.
Coming up, our next segment, Atif states facts.
Yeah. Very astute point.
We got the morning after show. Morning after show on the way. Send them those Reid Wilkins texts. There's got to be something there for text of the day today for A&W. Win a gift certificate, and maybe you go get your hands on a couple of new Steakhouse Teen Burgers. No big deal. Paris Jewelers inbox probably going to take a pounding today. Remember, do not pay for 1 year. Flexible payment options every day at Paris Jewelers. West Edmonton Mall, Kingsway, Londonderry, Sherwood Park Mall, St. Albert Center, and of course online, parisjewelers.com. And
Library Pat, the Pipsqueak Wimp Squad. That's where we're going to take the computer after. Yeah.
Fix my computer, you pipsqueak wimps. I have a hard time saying pipsqueak. I don't know.
Pipsqueak.
With the wimp after. It's pipsqueak
I like
wimp.
you saying pimp, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, pimp squeak. Yeah.
Pimp squeak. Reid's like, it's Pip. I was like, oh, okay. The Nielson Show is brought to you by South Ford Chevrolet. Truck Month continues here in May, which means they got deals that are hitting harder than Evander Kane and Hyman and Frederick and Podkolzin and Kapanen on Silverado 1500s and heavy duties. 0% financing for up to 72 months OAC on Silverado 1500 crew cabs, which are built right here in Canada. Drive a little, save a lot at South Ford Chev. They're great people. www.southfordchev.com. All right. I would like to see Reid Wilkins fist fight somebody over a take. I think that would be terrific. Morning after show
for charity.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all
morning after show is on the way next. Right into the fan zone. Are you legitimately worried after game one? Come on, tell us. 780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. 54 away from changing 200. And we'll get to that. Here's the update with LT.
Well, the Dallas Stars 5 unanswered third period goals on way to a 6-3 win over the Oilers, taking game one of the Western Conference Finals. Leon Draisaitl, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and Evan Bouchard would score for Edmonton, while Dallas, they went 3 for 4 with the man advantage. Game 2 tomorrow night back in the Big D. Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals tonight from Raleigh. Hurricanes Panthers with Florida up 1-0. World Hockey Championships later this afternoon. Quarterfinals actions. Canada will take on Denmark. Over to the NBA, Tyrese Halliburton would force overtime and lead the way with 31 points as the Pacers take game one over the Knicks 138-135. Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals tonight from OKC, Thunder and Timberwolves, with the Thunder sporting a 1-0 series lead. Canadian Elite Basketball League action tonight. The Stingers look for their first win of the season. They're in Saskatoon to take on the Rattlers. You can catch that game live on EST coverage starting at 7:30. And the Jays wallop the Padres 14-0. They'll look to complete the series sweep later this morning. First pitch, 11:07. Up next, we'll take a deeper dive into the Oilers' Game 1 loss on the road in Dallas with your morning after show as Hour 1 of the Nielson Show continues here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Complete the mission, 16 wins, we see the vision. That's 4 straight rounds and it ain't puck luck, it's just fate. With Lord Stanley, we got another day. So pump the pistons, turn the gears, no need to rewind. Waited 35 years, it's another chapter, another year. The Sweet 16 ain't been so clear. Let's get loud, let's be proud. Play the Mamba, play the Mamba. Add fuel to the fire, let the blue and orange wire. Play the Mamba, play the Mamba. This is our team, man, this is our dream. So play the Mamba, play the Mamba. Take back the crown, bring it back to East Town. Play the Mamba, play the Mamba. Look, I never make hooks, but I stand tall like Perry in the fight. Not like that rat they see on long flights. I'm from E-Town, that's my egg home. From the West End to the Meadows, I rally for the crew. The German Gretzky's a madman on the loose. And of course, 97, but he never shoots. Just kidding, we know that's old news. Just like last year, Game 7 Stanley Cup, they left there 25, not 24. It's a different time, it's a different year. Yeah, city live, so let's go to war, let's go to war. But EDM got 5, we want one more. Go full board, we shooting for all 4 lines, all 16. Put the pedal to the floor. Let's get loud, let's be proud. Play the Mamba, play the Mamba. Add fuel to the fire, let the blue and orange fire. Play the Mamba, play the Mamba.
Oh, that's our boy Ice Cube up in the house. By the way, didn't you pump him yesterday at Tecmo, Trev? Congratulations and welcome to the Win Club.
Yeah, it feels good to be 1-5 to start the season.
What was the first play of the game? A safety?
We're still streaming them all on Twitch.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. First play is safety on Zach.
He's like, I didn't know what I was doing.
First play.
I'm sorry. I felt bad. I should have told him, like, you have to press a button. He was just expecting it to automatically do it.
Yeah. Tough luck.
I mean, that's why you get your reps in. That's why you practice. I had to learn out the hard way.
It was a long enough preseason.
So
you should have.
Yeah, like almost 2 months of preseason. So he figured it out, and then Glue Guy and I have I heard
it was an absolute bloodbath.
40, 30.
42 to 30.
Yeah, so it was tough.
I think Glue Guy's a bit of a schedule fraud. He's had
good.
the Bills 3 times already.
Oh, okay. Well, he's unreal. I couldn't stop whoever he was. He kept on running with
Thurman Thomas.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Nothing. Nothing I could do.
So yesterday around here, you got a win. Hernan beat a Wannick, and Glue Guy beat you. Yeah, Hernan was loving it last night. I get there, and you know Hernan, he's sitting at BP's,
the man in black,
legs up.
Yeah,
he's sitting there. What did he say after they scored that first goal last night?
He's sitting in the booth slouched, and his feet are under the table, resting on the booth opposite, and he just turns his neck over to me, and he just gives them one of these. It's over.
If the Oilers end up winning the Stanley Cup this year, Hernan's calm and coolness will be one of the top 5 things I remember from the run. Like a guy who's usually full-blown meltdown has just been insanely confident in this team no matter what. Yeah. But I get there last night, I sit down, I'm trying to watch the game. He goes, Dusty, I've unlocked a secret weapon. I said, what? He goes, in Tecmo, Neil Anderson, Bears running back. He goes, he's unstoppable. Awanek had no answer. And now Awanek falls to 500.
That's a tough look.
Yeah. I might just stay at 2-0 forever and just continue to tell Maddie, well, I'm undefeated. It'll drive him nuts.
It'd be a Maddie thing to do as well. Like you're turning the tables on him here.
It really would. Anyway, another day. All of our Tecmo happens over on our Twitch channel.
Yes.
Twitch.com/Yags Sports Talk, I think is what it is. All right, 7. Anyway, tough loss for Zach. He'll bounce back here at some point, but maybe that's my next game. Maybe I take on Ice Cube.
I just love how the preseason was a half a year.
Yeah.
And he rolls in here and he's like,
touchback first play. Classic Zach.
That's
what can we say? God, I love that kid. All right. If you're watching over YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. You can text us anytime. Lots of text messages rolling in here on Reid Wilkins and the Pipsqueak. This is a good one. Reid, Chick-fil-A is better than Popeyes.
I have the balls to come up and say that to my face, you little pipsqueak.
Oh, that's a good one. We are coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studio today. 780-218-9999. Send in your Reid Wilkins Pip Squeak texts. Andrea from Calgary. Me when my husband sends a passive-aggressive text from somewhere else in the house.
I have the balls to come up and say that to my face, you little pipsqueak.
All right, keep it going. It's 780-218-9999. We got to dive into the morning. Look, I'm so confident in the Oilers after last night. I don't even want to play the bad morning after show song.
We'll just play the penalty kill can go to hell clip. I think that's all we really, that surmises the entire night.
Is it bad of me to play the good morning after show song this morning? I don't care.
There's something happening here. The Oilers look a lot better this year. Another win, put 2 points on the board. Telling me your faith is restored. I think it's time you stop. Listen, here we go. Wake up with the morning after show. This year's team's looking strong. Connor and Leon, they can't do no wrong. 6 o'clockers are losing their minds. Getting so many messages on the text line. Think it's time you stop. Listen, here we go. Wake up with the morning after show.
See, it still sounds good. We're gonna get into this. Game. Nielson Show songs brought to you by the fine folks over at Totem Outdoor Outfitters, where you can win an Oilers jersey right now. You buy a skate sharpening punch card, you get an entry for the jersey. You finish a punch card, you get an entry for the jersey. Their sharpens are the best, but also the cheapest in town. Can't complain about that.
Best and cheapest?
That's good bang for your buck. Can you believe that the best sharpen in Edmonton is also the cheapest? You love to see it. Totem Outdoor Outfitters. Pop on by, get your skates done, 7430 99th Street, or online, www.totemoutfitters.ca. All right, morning after show, boys. Let's get into it. You can play along at home, 780-218-9999. If you're watching on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up for us today. And I know the city is sad this morning, but I just don't think you should be. I think the Oilers are in a very good spot in this series.
Don't even say that. We're happy.
I mean, we are.
They've got them right where they want them.
Full-blown gentleman sweep. Now a possibility.
Backs backed up against the wall, just how you like it. Hey?
Barry says, guys, I think it's valid to be worried. This team is very streaky, both good and bad. Yeah, but not in the playoffs. Not so far this year in the playoffs. They've pumped the brakes after a bad loss. They've managed to get the job done multiple times.
The penalty kill, though, has been.
I mean, they just won 2 playoff
I don't mean to be
series.
negative. I don't want to say negative.
They just won 2 series, though, with a penalty kill of 66%.
They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
If their penalty kill is going to be 25%, like it was last night, then they're in trouble. But it's not going to be. That was one of those things last night. EST, big moment that happened last night. What are you going with?
Well, to go on this trend, I'm going to say the first 40 minutes.
That's interesting. I like that positive take.
Yeah, no. In our world, they won. So first 40 minutes, 3-1, love and life. Stop the game. Right, Uncle Leo?
Yeah. Stop
the game. Yeah, first 40 minutes. It was great. They were great. Just a great performance through the first 40 minutes. We don't even need to
had like a bad 6-minute stretch.
Don't even.
That's it.
Don't even bring it up.
Just gloss over it.
Let's just pretend it didn't happen. We can do that. It's one period. If you had one good period and had 2 bad ones, like, look at that. Who had the 2 bad periods last night?
Dallas.
I mean, come on.
But they still won.
Interesting. Well, it's a game played on ice. So I'm going to go with the first 40.
I mean, I'm going to point to Corey Perry's penalty. You just given up a power play goal. Dallas has life. And then you go and take that penalty at that spot on the ice. It just unnecessary. There is no reason to bring your stick up high there. None at all. And I mean, you just can't give them bonus power plays. I didn't like the call that led to the Heiskanen goal, the Kulak thing. I didn't think that was that bad. But the other 2 penalties were bad penalties to take. That's how I summarize this game. The Oilers took a couple of very bad, undisciplined penalties. Cost them the game. Game 1, move on. You're going to be okay. Super stat of the night. What are you looking at, buddy?
I was going to go with the penalty kill, but that's a negative take, so I'll go with Zach Hyman's hits, 12.
Hit 12 hits again?
Yeah.
My God.
It's kind of miraculous. And on the road as well, when we know how sometimes they're counted. But yeah, 12 hits.
I was sitting with one of the dads at hockey last night because Marsh had hockey.
Were you blurting?
Was I blurting? What do you mean?
Well, member score?
No. We were keeping it pretty calm. No, we were keeping it pretty calm and cool. I mean, when they scored, there was a cheer from the section that was watching the game with us on a phone. But the dad I was sitting there watching the game with was furious with the shot clock operators in Dallas. Like early in the game, he goes, "They say the Oilers only have 1 shot, but I counted 4." Like he was very disappointed.
That's the
in the shot clock operators last night, which I thought was kind of funny. I mean, the biggest stat that stands out last night is special teams,
but it's not super.
No, it's definitely not super. So you want a good super stat from last night's game?
You got to get a positive.
Okay, I mean, it's tough to top Hyman hitting everything that moves again. You know, here's where we'll go. I'll go Leon Draisaitl. 3 points last night. It's super because he had 4 points in the entire series against Dallas last year. He had 3 last night. And Trev, Leon Draisaitl last night, for those first 40 minutes, that might have been his best 40 minutes of the playoffs. I thought he was absolutely flying last night.
He was a man on a mission. When Leon's buzzing, you can tell he can skate with the puck. He's making passes that you don't expect, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, he makes the pass. He sees the pass, and then he has the talent to make it. The goal that he scored, I mean, that's vintage Leon. He's done that a few times now. So yeah, like Leon is a beast, and he is awoken, and I can't wait to see what he does in game two, because he's going to be even more peed off, I feel like, him and Connor. So it's going to be awesome. But I mean, that's one positive, huge positive that you can take away from last night's game. It's not like, oh, Evander Kane was awesome last night. That's good. You can expect that from game two.
Yeah.
You're talking about a heart winner, one of the best players in the world. Yeah, he's going to be ticked, and it's contagious. Connor's going to see that. The boys, all the boys are going to see that. So I'm pumped for game two.
Tyler Seguin was the first star of the game last night. Heiskanen was the second star of the game last night. And Leon Draisaitl was the third star of the game last night. Who is your fourth star of the game, LT?
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
The Nuge.
Sure.
The Nuge, okay. Another positive.
Gotta keep it positive.
Positive sign.
Gotta keep
for
it
him.
positive.
The 38th star of the game last night. Oilers penalty kill. Can I give it to a group like that? I think I have to. I'm not going to single anybody else on that penalty kill. I mean, it was. I don't know. Is Dallas going to score on every power play shot they had? I think they had 4 power play shots last night. Scored on 3 of them. Is that going to continue? Are they going to score on 75% of their shots in the power play in this series? No. Sorry. Unsustainable.
Why? Johnston also -2. No points on the night.
So he's now -15 in the playoffs. God. That's a tough one. All right, do we have Draisaitl's post game? Let's hear what Leon said last night. I thought tough turnover that led to the Seguin breakaway. And he did let Seguin go on the 5th goal. Leon had him, and then Leon turned to the corner. Seguin went to the post and batted it.
A very gentlemanly thing to do, much like in the Vegas series, right? He knows what.
You know what's gentlemanly? Allowing the other team to score 5 goals in the third period.
Exactly.
Very gentlemanly thing to do. But I liked Leon's post game last night. Here's what he had to say.
You guys look like you're in complete control of the game and kind of just slip away.
Yeah, just penalties. Obviously couldn't come up with a kill, and then game got away from us a little bit through the kill, and obviously then a power play when you have a chance to tie it up wasn't much better. So just look at it, correct it.
How are you seeing this? Special teams on the road are really struggling this playoffs. How can you put your finger on why, like on both sides of the ball?
No, I can't. But we got to obviously figure that out.
You guys, it seemed at even strength through the first 40 minutes or so. You had a pretty good formula going, Leon. And maybe just what happened in the third there where you couldn't get back to that necessarily?
Well, I mean, we give up 3 goals in a row on the kill. It just kills the momentum, and then you're chasing the game. The game changes from there. So we got to be an awful lot more mature than that.
Is it just a matter, you think, of taking too many penalties if the kill's having a little trouble?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like we got to stay out of the box, but there's going to be penalties. We got to come up with a kill. I'm not on it, so who am I to say anything? But that's just common sense. That's a fact. And then once you have a chance to tie the game up on the power play, then it's our turn to be much better than that.
Can you build on those first 2 periods? And because you guys are pretty dominant in those first 2 periods, if you play your game, don't give pucks.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we played a really good 40 minutes. Obviously, got away from us. It's frustrating, but lots of good we can take from the first 40.
There you go. Dapper looking. Hey, is that what it is? A dapper? Is that how you?
Very refined. Very gentlemanly.
Oh yeah, just the open collared shirt, the suit jacket, freshly done hair out of the shower post game. He looked terrific last night.
The slight accent.
Yeah, he looked terrific last night. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Tanner from Chestermere texted, and now it's time. Let's get into the fan zone here. Okay, let's get into the fan zone. Here we go. Fan zone for fansfirst.ca. You're looking to get tickets to games 3 and 4? No better place to do it than Fans First. Most affordable place to get a playoff ticket. End of story. End of discussion. Fansfirst.ca. By fans, for fans, no fees. Tanner from so this is your time, and we've had our takes, we've had our say in the game. Let's get yours in 780-218-9999. I'm gonna have to sort through a bunch of pipsqueak texts, but we will definitely do that as well. Tanner from Chestermere says, guys, I don't mean to be Mr. Negative, but this is Dallas Stars hockey for the last 3 months. Get outshot, outchanced, outcoursied, and win anyways. The Oilers better not feel comfortable. So he's just saying this is what the Dallas Stars do. We'll chat about that with Hustler, who just witnessed this in that Winnipeg Jets series. He'll
Not
be
sustainable,
on it. I mean, going 75% of the power play does not seem like something that's going to happen a whole bunch of times in this series. Tamara the Wig Lady says, hey guys, add another plus. Nuge finally scored. He's ready now. Marty McFly from Red Deer. Lieutenant Eric, tough one last night, boys. I was fracking all night. Couldn't really pay attention, but I have faith in these guys and our coach. Need to win in 6 because DeBoer has game 7 magic. Did he just say he believes in these guys? Wow, that's a weird thing to do today.
I believe in these guys. I believe in McDavid and Dry. I'm a Nuge, Bush, and Kane. Gonna make a deep run again. I believe they can soar. Gonna bring the cup back to the north. I believe in these guys. I believe in these guys. Stay with me. I believe in these guys.
Hernan truly does. Hernan, truly does.
He wrote that song.
Yeah.
Josh just performed it.
He did.
I have the balls to come up and say that to my face, you little pipsqueak wimp.
I like that over there. That's a good.
It's a nice little tie into it. We got to mix that in a little bit more. Tails texts in today in the fan zone. I remember tag your tweets and stuff and texts and chats with fan zone. The Oilers win that game 9 times out of 10. I said to my wife after the game that if Dallas plays like that the rest of the series, they might not win another game. All right. Okay.
Oilers in 3.
Oilers in 3. Colin the Amishman. The fan zone. I can't say I'm any more worried about Dallas after that game. It felt like they didn't earn their goals. The Oilers just gave them away. If they can keep playing like that 5-on-5 and penalty kill doesn't absolutely suck, they will be just fine. Another positive take.
How about the one from Strummy?
Dusty to Pius. Strum keeps that Pius big going. I
love it.
Dusty to Pius.
I have the balls to come up and say that to my face, you little pipsqueak wimp.
And just to bring those of you in the loop who aren't familiar with Pius, I used to work with him at Save on Foods when I was 20 years old. And we got into it one night. He got down on one knee and put his hands out and said, punch me in the face. And I was this close to punching him in the face. And I was his superior. So do you think I would have, when I've got away with that, I was lead hand.
I think you get one.
I think so.
Like you get.
Yeah, I think it's in the Save on
Every
Foods.
employee, you get
in the Save on Foods employee handbook. It does say every employee gets one punch to the face
on their
without discipline.
Yeah.
So I guess I should have taken advantage of it at that point.
You let him off the hook.
Yeah, I guess I did. Polly Deuce is in. The diving and embellishment by Dallas was terrible. Duchesne and Steele snapping their heads back like JFK in the convertible. Jeez. I do think JFK embellished that shot to the head. That could be a good hot take somehow.
Act like you've been there before.
God damn it, that would have been a good one. JFK thinks Duchesne embellished that shot to the head.
Hot take alert.
Ooh, Trev's on his game today. Anyway, While Marchment draws a hooking penalty while grabbing onto Kulak's stick. Dallas PP is so strong, no doubt, and Edmonton needs to kill those penalties off regardless. Good call or bad call. That being said, those were momentum-shifting calls last night. Jake from Ontario is in it. Jake, this is a bold take, Jake. You got to be careful who you send these messages to today. He says Skinner is not the reason they lost. Super duper positive show.
Shaggy, yeah, he wanted him to be the 4th star.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. No, Shaggy and St. Albert, when Jake from Ontario says Skinner isn't the reason they lost.
Have the balls to come up and say that to my face, you little pipsqueak wimp.
Changing 200.
I feel like I need to write an AI pipsqueak wimp song that we can remix that clip over. Hey, does that not seem like a good Thursday night thing for me to do?
Feed it into the machine.
Yeah, that might be something that we can bang out. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Easy E is in it. Says Skinner, sub 900 save percentage, back in top form. I'm guessing he had nothing to do with the loss. Once again, as I continue to say to people in this city, why hang the whole? Let's break it down. I've said it multiple times on the show already this morning. Look how calm and cool I am.
Oh no,
and I'm calm and cool because these are all bad takes that are going to look really bad when the Oilers come back and win this series, like they did in the other series.
You don't even have a pulse.
Oh, yeah.
You're
go ahead, check my pulse right now.
You're dead.
Check it.
Like you're just kind of.
Check it. It's unbelievable. This pulse. That's how calm I am today. Stuart Skinner, 100% is to blame for the 4th goal. I hated it. But, I mean, which other goal are you blaming on? You wouldn't blame any of those other goals on Pickard. None of you would. So, this guy's just set the 4th longest shutout streak in franchise history. I got people last night on Twitter saying, well, Dusty, he never gives you a big save. He just had back-to-back shutouts in games 4 and 5 to eliminate an opponent, but he never gives you a big save ever. That's why I get frustrated, because it's always all on Skinner with some of you. And I kind of think it's an uneducated look when you blame him. I had somebody last night. I said, Dusty, I hang all 5 goals on Skinner last night. What? Like,
all 5. All 5. You found somebody with the
last night said all 5 goals.
Why not 6?
All 5 goals.
I mean, even the empty netter, you could argue if he was in the net, probably had a better chance of saving it.
The 4th goal, he lost where he was. The 4th goal was a bad goal, and it was a big goal.
Yes.
But if you're hanging that entire loss on Stuart Skinner, I don't know if I can help you. I just don't know. I'm trying to be reasonable about it. I really am. But what are you supposed to do? All right, that's your fan zone for Fans First. Yeah.
All 5. Go with the all 6. Go with the full 6.
Why not?
Why stop there?
Some stranger says, blame Stu or not. This team's won 2 of 7 with him in net. Actually, he hasn't played 7 playoff games yet. So, I mean, once again, we're just making things up.
There's that math again.
Just making things up again. I mean, come on. It's ridiculous. But once again, this is a city that's super supportive of Stuart.
Well, they should win every game, too.
Yeah,
they should. Losing a game is not acceptable.
They're very supportive of Stuart Skinner.
You can't lose.
I've got a few tweets saved from last night that we're going to get to during I Got Beef today, because many of you are beefing with him this morning. Luke Gazdic, who's in Dallas, he's going to join us. Coming up here, we'll get his thoughts. Am I being too positive this morning?
Nate, some would say not positive enough.
I don't think anybody would say not positive enough. I don't know how you could not watch this team so far in the playoffs and still really, really, really like them to win this series. I don't. They've had these losses in every series that, oh my God, I can't believe that happened loss. They're going to have one of those. They just did. What have they done after those losses so far? They've been just fine.
You can win series and lose a game or 2 in that series. Can you not? Is that like you can also?
Yeah,
like
I mean,
you can
true.
do both. Yeah, it's.
All right, 780-218-9999. Look at this. I don't even know if I should read this message. McBain says, in my opinion, Stu played better than Ottinger. It was the bad penalty kill that cost him the game. Careful. Careful, man. People are going to come to your home, McBain. You better run. All right, Gazdic's on the way. Reid Wilkins calling out all you pipsqueak wimps this morning. Reid will be by around 7:45. Keep those texts coming in. That's your path to an A&W text of the day today using this clip in text messages.
I have the balls to come up and say that to my face, you little pipsqueak wimp.
780-218-9999. Gazdic on the way for Pro-Am Sports. Don't go anywhere. Let's get to the update with LT.
Dallas Stars going 3 for 4 with the man advantage on way to a 6-3 win over the Oilers. Stars 5 unanswered third period goals in that one to take game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Leon Draisaitl, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and Evan Bouchard would get the Oilers on the board through the first 40. Game 2 goes tomorrow night back in Dallas. Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals, that's tonight from Raleigh. Hurricanes and Panthers of Florida sporting a 1-0 series lead. World Hockey Championships, Canada will face off against Denmark later this afternoon in quarterfinals action. Over to the NBA, it was the Pacers forcing overtime and taking game 1 over the Knicks, 138-135. Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals tonight from Oklahoma City between the Thunder and Timberwolves, with OKC up 1-0. Closer to home, the 0-2 Stingers on the road in Saskatoon tonight to take on the 0-1 Rattlers. It's a game we'll have live for you, and EST coverage starts at 7:30. Blue Jays, meanwhile, walloping the Padres 14-0. They'll look to complete that series sweep later this morning from Toronto. First pitch, 11:07. Up next, Sportsnet's Luke Gazdic, live from Dallas to recap the Oilers and Stars Game 1 as Hour 2 of the Nielson Show gets underway here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu, and there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind. 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest. Just Tati and Eric and all of the bad guys like Brzezinski and Noodles. Gazdic and Gage it. Maybe it's Bubba to Kubek to make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday Mandate. Shaggy's always on time. Tommy's always late. Would you like a cup of tea? Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number 1 in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We wanna hear some hot takes and we wanna hear Renee. Wanna hold the neck up when I wanna kiss away. Beat up the tire fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about Amanda Canes? Macramella, Rapaport, Dragger, Engineer. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Button and my cousin and the tales of the North. All the program game in person, Dusty go forth. What say you? AM Nasty Crew. We got the Nielson Show flu, and there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it.
All right, there's nothing you can do about it. Last night's game is in the books. The Edmonton Oilers have their one, oh my God, I can't believe that happened, loss. It was game 1 against the Kings. It was obviously a heartbreaker at home here. Game 3 against the Golden Knights, and a game 1 against Dallas. So they've got it out of the way. Let's see if they respond this series like they have in the other 2 series.
Who'd bet against it?
I'm betting the other way.
I know. How could you bet against them?
The plus 150 right now on the Oilers to win this series.
This is the way.
It's a juicy number. You're going to want to hop on that with our title sponsor of Edmonton Sports Talk over at Play Alberta. And I'll tell you how to get there, and we'll dive into it a little bit more. But you go to playalberta.ca or in the app, click on hockey, and then that will take you over, and you find NHL playoffs, Dallas Stars versus Edmonton Oilers to win the series. Edmonton plus 150. Want to get to this text? Let me know when Gaz is ready, Trev. Is he connected yet? Okay, 100%. I might have to fire him a text. 100%. Hope he didn't forget about us in Dallas last night. Might have had a pretty good time after the game. I'll have to fire him a text. It is Gaz's week, right? We had Bruce last week.
Correct.
Yeah. Megs texts in. This is actually pretty funny. Knobloch, when Jeff Skinner says he'd like to play another game in the playoffs.
Have the balls to come up and say that to my face, you little pipsqueak wimp.
What a pull. Jeff Skinner
Look,
on the day of days.
Out of nowhere, we get Megs with the Jeff Skinner text today. That's pretty good. You can keep those coming in.
Have the balls to come up and say that to my face, you little pipsqueak wimp.
All right, there you go. Have the balls come up and say that to my face, you little pip squeak wimp. The Comb Drew is in and says, criticizing Skinner for all 5 goals. What is this? A TSN 1050 morning show?
Real.
That's
working a Wizard of Oz analogy to last night's game, maybe.
That's pretty funny. I'm just texting Gaz. Hopefully we can, maybe I'm waking him up. We'll see if we're able to track him down today. Nielson Show is brought to you by Southport Chevrolet. Truck Month continues with deals that hit harder than Evander Kane on Silverado 1500s and heavy duties. And if you want to trade in your vehicle, they'll call it fairly, unlike NHL officials. Drive a little, save a lot at Southport Chev. It's like Ryan out there is coming for hot takes.
Yeah,
he writes these. He writes these lines.
Go dive into the deals like the Dallas Stars, eh?
Oh boy! Oh boy! That's actually kind of a funny one. All right. One of the things that we'll continue to discuss, and if we can track down Gaz, we'll get into it with him as well. Things were going so well for 40 minutes, and your penalty kill pissed this game away, and you took some bad penalties. And I understand people, you should always be frustrated with NHL officiating because I'll just say it's never good enough.
But we know this.
But the 2 calls, the Perry penalty was a penalty, and the Evander Kane, we didn't get a good look at it at first. I don't know if Sportsnet started their replay when the stick was already coming down, but he did hit Duchesne in the face. And, if you take a stick right here, you are going to kind of go like this.
No.
I know people didn't like it.
Not if you're tough.
I mean, yeah, okay, I guess.
If you're tough, you don't move at all.
But they played so well 5-on-5. I don't know if I'd really tweak much from a lineup perspective. I think I'd probably just run the same thing back and say, don't take stupid penalties.
I don't think it's a stinker where you have to go in and yeah, you're right. And as the series progresses, Knobloch will look at things more. Somebody did ask today that, the Oilers will be trying to busy fixing the PK. You would assume Dallas would now look at the 5-on-5. And I mean, if anybody's doing tinkering 5-on-5, it'd be Pete DeBoer.
Yeah, but I wonder what he does.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like the ball's in his court for 5-on-5 tinkering, I think.
I don't know. Yeah. I wonder, but
if
you know how we say here, after a win, you don't mess with anything.
Yeah.
But with the way that the Oilers controlled that first 40 minutes,
absolutely.
Maybe he does.
The numbers, it looked like Game 7 between the Leafs and Panthers. That's all those offensive metrics and everything was stacked in the Oilers' favor.
This text is in, no handle on it, but Dusty, do you see anything that Frederick brings? Should they go to Arvidsson in Game 2?
Okay.
I once again, I think if you were changing your lineup, it would come across to me as a bit of a panic scenario. I also would just have to give way here to Chris Knobloch and trust what he does because he's pushed a lot of the right buttons already in these playoffs.
When a lot of us have doubted
with his roster.
Yes.
Right. I think, and I understand what you're saying with Frederick had a good look. He had a couple good looks last night. But I don't think after last night's loss, I'm taking anybody out of the lineup. You pissed away the game over a 6-minute stretch with some bad penalties and a bad penalty kill.
Yep.
I think it would be the wrong message to send to the group that, okay, we're going to take 1 or 2 of you out and put in Arvidsson and put in Emberson for Stead, or something along. I don't think. Yeah. I don't think that's the right move. I don't think Knobloch would do that. But if he does, obviously,
so be it.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of have to believe what the guy does with his roster tweaks. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999.
Frederick out, Reid Wilkins in. Maybe, eh? That'd be a tweak and a half.
Well, Reid was bringing it last night physically on the post-game show. Let's bring up the Pro-Am thing anyway, Trev. I don't know if we're going to get Gaz. He hasn't texted me back.
What did Luke Gazdic do last night? 780-218-9999.
He'll feel really bad about this. And he'll be like, we owe you. I bet you we get Gaz on Friday.
Oh, he'll want to make amends.
Yeah, he'll want to. Yeah, that's just, he's just a good dude. He's going to feel awful.
He wants to be more on here than McLennan does, I think.
No, I think Noodles wants to be on the most. Your Hockey Insiders usually brought to you by Pro-Am Sports, your locally owned sports memorabilia and apparel specialist. Have Pro-Am custom frame that jersey you have in the closet or the photo you still got in the box. Visit them in store to get started on your project. Pro-Am, this is the big one. Pro-Am will be open Sunday morning. So they are legitimately adjusting their schedule for you Oilers fans, specifically those of you who are coming in from out of town and you're like, oh, God, I wish I could have gone to Pro-Am, but they're not open today. Well, guess what? They will be from 9 until 1. So from 9 in the morning up until puck drop, Pro-Am will be open on Sunday so you can swing on by and gear up for game day at Pro-Am. Located in Edmonton at the corner of St. Albert Trail on 128th Ave or online at proamsports.ca. I don't know. Would you? Okay, Trev, would you make any tweaks to this lineup?
I wouldn't. If maybe if they lose game 2, I think you could start considering it. It all depends, on everyone's play. But for the most part, I was okay with everyone's performance last night. The one outlier, maybe, and that's just the thing. Who are you taking out? Because you look at this roster, you look at this lineup, and I mean, for the first 2 series there, everyone's been clicking. And so you don't really want to mess with the winning roster. Maybe it is Frederick, but I don't know. Is it Skinner that comes in, Arvidsson? And that is, it's a good spot to be in. As they weren't like this last year. The Oilers, if they do bring some players in, if they want to change the lineup, you have to think Arvidsson or Skinner, they're going to be ready to go.
Oh, they'll be
they want to prove themselves, right? They're given the minutes. Okay, well, let's make sure I'm never watching a game from the press box again. I feel like that's going to be the mentality. So it's a good problem to have for sure. But I mean, it's at 6 minutes. They lost that game last night in 6 minutes. Yeah. So I wouldn't tinker with this lineup. This is a winning lineup. I guess that's what I'd go with.
But a good point in that if you do, when we saw Kapanen's injection, these guys are now hungry.
They're going to be motivated.
So whatever you do, you're going to have it's a good problem to be in, I guess.
Yeah. And, if the Oilers came out and they just had a stinker the first 20, the first 40, if that would change the narrative a lot. Then I'd heavily consider maybe changing quite a bit in the lineup. But that wasn't the case, right? As we talked about, that was the Oilers' first 2 periods, and it wasn't even close.
Let's get to a couple of your text messages. 780-218-9999. Would you tweak anything from a roster perspective? Brandon Not Manning is in. It says, last week I was listening to Bruce Boudreau's hit at 2 times speed. It works very well because Bruce sounds extremely excited and is worth the listen for just a little smile.
I don't mind that idea.
That's you know what? Next time we have Bruce on, I'll tell him to talk twice as quickly.
Ooh, and
then when you double up, he'll be very, very excited. Library Pat is in and says, as ever, 2K may twiddle some knobs. It might not look like conventional wisdom, but you're right, Dusty. He's earned a huge amount of deference when it comes to this lineup, right? 780-218-9999. Hampton Steve says, I think Knobloch waits to make any lineup changes until Ekholm is ready to go once they are back home. This is also a great text to get this morning. This is from Cookson over at Pro-Am. They will have an AM Nasties only Oilers hat special on Sunday. 50% off Oilers Fanatic hats. We're dead. We're dead.
I didn't think your pulse could get any, and it's just you're flatlining.
Now I'm even more relaxed, knowing that the community is going to get Oilers Fanatics hats at 50% off.
50% off.
That's half price, people. In store only. But you go in, You tell them you listen to the show, and you'll get a hat at 50% off. Oilers Fanatic hats, 50% off in store at the corner of St. Albert Trail and 128th Ave. Once again, Oilers hats, Fanatics Oilers hats, 50% off for EST listeners Sunday between 9 and 1 at Pro. You could go and get 2 hats, and what would they be for the price of? 1 hat.
Yeah, that's like the wing deal last night at BP's there. Eh?
Was that what the wing deal was last night?
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. I mean, Fergie's prostate ordered about 10 plates.
Who needs 10 plates of wings?
Well, he does it for the celery. He loves the garnish. It helps his digestive.
780-218-9999. 780-218-9999 is where you can chime in. If you're watching over on YouTube this morning, hammer the thumbs up for us. We are 41 likes away from just 300 because everybody is so sad and down in the dumps after the loss.
Nope. Somebody suggests Emberson in terms of the PK.
No, I'd leave Stetcher.
That was from John, not me. Tamara the Wig Lady says, tweak some fans.
Tamara, be careful there. Be careful there. The last thing we need is people turning against the wig of destiny on a game day. Hey, that's not what we need. This text is in. It says, Knob always mentions roles. Do any of the guys in the press box have a role that would help the penalty kill? And if anything, keep things even 5v5. I mean, they're one option. Their one real legitimate option is Arvidsson. I mean, if you want to bring Arvidsson back in, but they were really good for 40 minutes. And then the penalty kill looked like it did in game 1 against the Kings. They are so going to be okay. I hate infuriating people with calmness, but I think it's required this morning. And
you're a homer.
No, some may say I'm a homer. Some may say I'm too anti. I don't know where I land. I don't know where I land on this.
For each day and each result.
It's really strange trying to have a calm approach to a game 1 loss.
A couple of texters in the Paris Jewelers inbox have suggested 11-7 Frederick for a 50% echo.
No,
I know.
I would say no. With that being said, an interesting suggestion.
Yeah, we're just
I'm not batting it away by any stretch. I guess I did say no quickly.
But
I not for game 2. Can I say that?
Yeah, no,
I'll say not for game 2.
Let the series bleed on a bit here.
Keegan over in the chat. This is another discussion we can have reasonably this morning. I could see more Leon and McJesus together.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
How does that help the penalty kill?
Well, I mean, once again, that's why I would
We're looking at something that doesn't need the fixing. And
whatever the Oilers did in the first 40, just do that again.
Yeah.
And you know what they did in the first 40? They didn't take stupid penalties.
I think you've solved it.
Don't take unnecessary penalties. And you win game 1. Don't take unnecessary penalties and you will win this series. Now, putting McDavid and Draisaitl together could work against the Stars. I don't think Heiskanen or Harley or Lindell can handle those two guys together. I'm not sure those guys could have handled them apart last night. But I think the main driver for me is I did like Nuge, Hyman, and Kane when they were together last round, mostly because of the play of Hyman and Kane. So I'd have some time for that as well. And I'm just going to get ahead of it. If Knobloch tweaks his lines before the next game, I will not freak out about whatever he does because I've already learned from the Kapanen mistake I made. I thought going to Kapanen.
We were all snickering and sneering in here with that.
Was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But Knobloch nailed it. So I will defer to the coach on whatever decision he makes.
Tommy the Wrench is alive and up. I vividly remember being told by some fans how the sky was falling after Game 3 versus Vegas. Tommy's hammering it down in the nasty chat this morning.
Yeah.
He's sprung up.
Yeah, I don't even know if I can blame you. Like, I get it. You're a passionate fan. Every loss feels like the end of the world in the playoffs.
Well, especially when they don't come about all that often. That's the thing
that's
here.
The other thing.
So they don't happen. So you're not used to that taste so much. And when it does happen, and as you mentioned, it's happening not in, like, if you get beat, it's almost easier to swallow because, okay, the better team won. You can, at the end of the day, you can, full credit to you. But in these situations, that's the frustrating part. Losing with a millisecond. Losing on the final wiffle ball shot into the net.
Yeah.
Losing in a 6-minute span of bad penalties and stuff. That's frustrating. Losing a game outright, well, you lose a game, you move on. Doesn't make you a bad team, but losing in these fashions, in these ways, I understand the venom and the frustration.
780-218-9999. 780-218-9999 is where you can get in. Nasty chat is absolutely flying. Amishman19 says Heiskanen still looks a little hurt. You got to keep. Well, he's obviously right. This guy's just.
They're
getting
all
back.
yeah. And it was a good shot. Couple good shots, as you said. If Oilers are making some of those shots, that go. What are we saying? What's the?
Yeah.
Wow, what a snipe! You know,
Draisaitl. That might be my biggest takeaway from Game 1. Remember that last series? And many of you were texting in going, Draisaitl, he's hurt. He's hurt. He's got to be hurt. He's got to be hurt. Did Draisaitl look hurt last night? Did Draisaitl look like he's dealing with anything of significance last night?
Wyatt Johnston looked more hurt on that goal than...
I look at it and go, the Dallas Stars blue line is going to have their hands extremely full with Leon Draisaitl in this series. And last year in the series against Dallas, and we talked about this on the oil stream yesterday, that was when Leon kind of got hurt. And he only had 4 points, and he was banged up, and it continued on over into the Stanley Cup final where he could barely shoot the puck. He looks pretty damn good right now, and I think that's going to be too much. I think that's going to be too much to handle.
Yeah, and given his post game, I mean, I know Hernan brought up his demeanor.
Yeah,
his physical demeanor. You're looking at the guy and then the humanity of it all. He's like you this morning.
Yeah,
you saw McDavid and Draisaitl laid on the bench, looking pissed off, as Trev mentioned. I mean, they're going to be pissed going into Game 2. And I think the ending of that game with the ruckus in the sky, like there's
Corey Perry doing the turtle.
There's no hanging of the heads. Like this is
yeah.
You've hurt the animal now. And again, back up against the wall, losing Game 1, got him right where you want him. We've been here so many times. It's like NHL officiating. This is how it happens. This is normal stuff.
780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Doesn't sign text guys in. It says, with all this being said, if they lose tomorrow, it's not the same as being down to the Kings. I'm not even sure I would agree with that. Like, why were they down to the Kings? Because their penalty kill sucked.
Yes.
When they got that sorted out, what did they do? They won 4 in a row against the Kings.
Byfield didn't clear the zone, and things happened. Everything's different. Would you say the Dallas Stars are a more complete and better team than the Kings? Maybe is the question, too. You know, nobody was picking the Kings to win the Stanley Cup. Their Stanley Cup was getting past the Oilers in the first round. That's what they wanted to do, and they couldn't do it. This is different sauce than the Pacific opponents. Fair to say, the Dallas Stars. Whether or not I'm not saying I don't think the Oilers can beat them, but they are. I'm not looking at regular season
I
points
honestly
or
don't
anything.
think they are.
Okay.
Yeah, I honestly don't think Dallas is any different than Vegas or the Kings. I mean, I'm sorry.
No. I'm just asking the question.
I think it'll be easier to score against Dallas than it was against Vegas. And after last night's game, I'm not changing that opinion. What did Hintz and Rantanen and Granlund do 5-on-5 last night?
It wasn't lights out.
Tyler Seguin had their only 2 5-on-5 goals last night. I thought the Oilers did pretty well against the Rantanen line, which is another positive.
Yep.
They took bad penalties, allowed some power play goals. I think they're going to be fine.
And neutralizing that line was one of the things we spoke about heading into this series that you had to do. Like that was the
mission.
main.
I thought mission accomplished in the first game.
So.
Like just don't take bad penalties. All right, 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Caliber would bring Arvidsson back in for Kapanen. That's where he would go. Bunch of text messages that we'll try to sort through. We do have to get to your Play Alberta early bird bet of the day. We'll get to that. I did mention it a few times already. And Play Alberta, the title sponsor of Edmonton Sports Talk. Here's what we've got for you with our May promotions. We'll have a fresh set of codes in June. So make sure you use these ones in May. If you've not yet tried the casino and you want to try the casino, deposit $20. Use the code 100casino at playalberta.ca or on the app, and you'll get a $100 casino bonus. Not a big casino guy myself, but I got to take that for a run. I'll take that $100 casino bonus for a little bit of a run.
Me, lady.
Oh, is that what? Yeah. Muck me, lady, tonight.
You really nailed the tonight part.
That's the key to it, I think. Yeah. Deposit $20 or more with the code 100sports, and you get a $100 free bet on sports. These are all for new and existing players. So if you already have an account, you're like, I can't use these because I already have an account. No, that's not right. You can. Deposit $5, use the code YAG50, and you'll get a $50 free bet. So that's nice. I'm starting to build up the account a little bit, actually, at Play Alberta, which is
looking a little
nice.
Flush, are we, hey?
Yeah, well, I'd like to be flusher, but
sure we go. I can always
but
be
it's come
flusher,
along nicely. This is where, maybe I'll just throw this over to the guys today and see if they can, maybe they can give me a little bit of a boost on it. I don't know. Let's just come back around to this. The Edmonton Oilers to win the series right now, plus 150. That's a pretty good number. If you would have got on them
easy money
in the Kings series when they were down 1-0 or 2-0, you cleaned up. If you have any sort of faith in your team, plus 150 for the Oilers to win the series right now is a really good number. You can find that at playalberta.ca. Don't click on NHL, click on hockey. Click on hockey, and that'll get you. Actually, let me check the outrights. Oh no, it's on. The outrights are there too. So click on NHL or hockey, and then click on outrights and scroll down, and you'll find the Edmonton Oilers at plus 150 to win this series against the Dallas Stars. 780-218-9999 is where you can get in today. I Got Beef is coming up. Reid Wilkins is coming up. I Got Beef today.
Where you will empty the duffel bag of receipts from last night.
It's for a market that really supports Stuart Skinner. We'll get to some tweets last night about him from people. We'll get to a few of those. You must have a beef. Trev might have a beef. I probably got a beef somewhere.
I love beef.
So we can get into that as we work our way through a calm Thursday show. The Edmonton Oilers have them right where they want them.
Right
where they want them. Right where they want them.
Tonight.
You're going to love it. You're going to love how this series plays out, I tell you.
You're going to love it.
Yeah, you're going to love it. All right, let's get to a sports update for the great staff at Park Mazda. Now I'm just starting to worry. I hope Luke Gazdic's okay.
Yeah, he's...
What time is it in Dallas right now?
Yeah.
Is that what we worried about?
Maybe that.
Is it 4:30 a.m. in Dallas right now? Is that what this is?
Probably.
Yeah.
It's that Southern time.
I know Reid Wilkins will be here. He'll be here at 7:45 today.
Sharp.
Oh yeah, he'll probably be here about 7:42. Reid doesn't mess around, and Hernan's giving him a ride to work today. So that's
the old
positive as well.
Backseater, hey?
I hope so. Yeah. The whole time, Reid's sitting in the back, and Hernandez just goes, "So those Oilers are going to be okay, hey?"
Looking in the rearview mirror, his eyes. Yeah.
All right, what do you have beef with? Text them in 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Changing 300, Trev. Let's hit it.
Changing 200.
All right, send your beef. 780-218-9999. Here's the update for the great staff at Park Mazda.
Dallas going 3 for 4 on the power play as they take game 1 6-3 over the Oilers. Leon Draisaitl, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and Evan Bouchard would score for Edmonton. Game 2 tomorrow night back in the Big D. Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals tonight down in Carolina between the Canes and Panthers. Florida leading that series 1-0. Canada-Denmark later today in quarterfinals action at the World Hockey Championships. Over to basketball, Tyrese Halliburton would force overtime and lead the way with 31 as the Pacers take Game 1 over the Knicks 138-135. Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals tonight from Oklahoma City. Thunder and Timberwolves, OKC, up 1-0. Locally, the Stingers are in Saskatoon to take on the Rattlers tonight as both teams look for their first win of the campaign. You can catch that game live on EST. Our coverage begins at 7:30. And the Toronto Blue Jays walloping the Padres 14-0. They've shut out the Padres in back-to-back games. They'll aim for the series sweep later this morning. First pitch, 11:07. Sports Update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where he wouldn't mind taking a look at Brendan Shanahan as a sales associate.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
I am a Zakai man with the Leafs I used to ride, with Austin Matthews by my side. I scored a couple and I had a little fun. Signed with the Oilers in July of 21. The Leafs let me walk because they thought I had no soul. Now I'm over 50 goals. I am the dangler from way across the other side, where Beamers and Audis are supplied. Third overall in the draft 2014. Got a one-timer like the game has never seen. Bottom of the circle is the place where I get set. It's going in the net. I'm Nugent Hopkins. I was born in 93. All the way from Burnaby. Played some junior for Red Deer and had a ball. Signed with the Oilers when I went first overall. My two-way game, they said, is totally complete. The best in the league. The best in the league. The league. The league. The league. 'em. I'm Connor McDavid. I'm sure you've all seen my work. I'm not from this planet Earth. I'm deadly serious when I'm telling you what's up. My soul, it will not rest until we hoist the cup. Do what it takes through all the struggle and the pain, till just the oil remains. And we're gonna win again and again and again and again and again and again and again.
7:34 in the morning. Tough song to play the morning after the Oilers were officially eliminated from the playoffs. Oh, wait. They weren't eliminated from the playoffs last night.
Hey.
People are just acting like they were. I get it.
Has a team lost on home ice yet this series?
The series isn't even on. This series isn't even on yet. Hey? This series isn't even on. Come on, those are my notes.
I take full response.
Actually, I think you only got read a note. Don't worry about it. It's 6 o'clock hour. I don't even need it. Don't worry about it. It worked out really well.
You should throw them at the camera like Iwanek in the hangout. Crumple them up in the...
I guess I could. No, that's his bit.
You should eat them.
That's his bit. Yeah, that's what I should do. Steady is in. I mean, he's doing a confession here. We're going to get into I Got Beef. Nielson Show brought to you by South Ford Chevrolet. You're looking for a new truck, no better place to do it. South Ford Chev. They support us. Go support them. Drive a little, save a lot. South Ford Chev. Steady texts in and says, I might have to take some of the blame for last night, guys. I went and had a shower in the second intermission. Sorry, everyone.
No. Bonnie Doon Ron is also very absent this morning.
Oh, yeah. Did that guy go to sleep last night or what? I bet you Bonnie Doon Rod watched the third period.
That's what it is. It's the third period, right? He'd go to bed, after 2?
What an idiot, eh?
His silence speaks volumes.
That's a tough one. All right, send your beefs to 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. What do you have beef with? If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. That would be great. And if you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at edmontonsportstalk.com, fire the link over to your buddies, and then they too can join in. Let's get to I Got Beef. Eat fresh, eat local, eat Acme. Acme Meats, serving Edmonton for over 100 years. 9570 76th Ave. What do you guys have beef with today? Rick, what do you got beef with?
A couple of things.
Okay. Trev, coming to you next, buddy.
The coffee pot once again in this building. I thought since Trev doesn't know how to use, and I'm not coming at you here. I just said, I thought maybe you took a run at it yesterday, because when I got in this morning, I mean there are grounds. It was like when you said you filled up the basin with coffee grounds. There's coffee grounds all over the place, and I don't understand it.
Is this Ice Cube? Is this a Cube thing?
It can't be Cube. I have a few names, and I will name names. It's not Gage, because and I got to thank Joaquin Gage this morning. Somebody I do not have beef with. And he usually, when he brings in beef, shares it with me. But he brought in this buffalo tea, this bison high caffeine.
That's what he was talking
tea.
about yesterday.
It's like rocket fuel, baby. Like it's better than coffee. So I had a bit of that. There's some in the pot, Trev. Help yourself.
Okay.
But I went in there this morning to make it, and there are coffee grounds everywhere. All over the machine, in the water basin, in the little cup where you put the filter, but outside of the filter, I don't know why there's grounds in there. There's grounds in I put my hand in my pocket and coffee grounds go. So I yesterday, Bells always likes a fresh cup when he comes in.
Yeah.
So we always like to make sure that it's kind of popped up and spruced up. I walked into the main area here, and Jasmine's got a cup. And Bellsy's already got a cup. And I said, you guys got enough coffee here for the thing? And Jasmine turns to me and she says, I'm making some more.
Oh, it was her. Jasmine.
I
can't. No.
Well, I don't. That's the timeline. The timeline would suggest that it was her. Now, if somebody made a pot after that, later on in the afternoon, maybe Iwanic. But I know that he had things to do yesterday. It was a real rough day for Matt Iwanic on a variety of fronts. But Jasmine's the last one that I heard who admitted to making a pot, and now there are coffee grounds. All stuff ain't cheap. That coffee, it's not cheap at all, and now it's almost wasted all over the kitchen, all over the pot, everywhere. And I will as I do.
Jasmine's in the chat says, I thought I cleaned the counter. It exploded on me. I'm sorry.
It exploded.
Coffee explodes on people all the time.
Yeah, that's a very common thing that happens to me every morning. You thought you cleaned the counter. The counter, there's water too all over the counter. I'm talking about inside the machine. I don't know how you get grounds in spots that the grounds are not supposed to be in. So now you brew a pot, you pour the water in the basin, and it's swimming. You could take your mug and dip it in the basin, and you'd have a cup of coffee immediately.
Is this coffee machine ruined forever? That's what I'm curious about.
Well, if I'm not in there maintaining it, yes, it would be.
You got to learn how to make a damn cup of coffee.
That's right, Trev. You have to learn how to make a cup of coffee.
That's inexcusable.
Trev, what's your beef?
I got a parking ticket, and I'm not happy about it.
Not here.
No.
Okay.
Are you going to court? Are you fighting it?
Can I?
Yes.
Yeah, you could, but
Yes, you
those
should.
guys never show up.
It's great. You call them on their bluff. They won't.
Okay, well, I'm going to, because it is
the
pathetic.
court case. The city
Is it with a private?
Citywide.
Is it a private? Is it like diamond parking or something like that?
No, I was at a local establishment. I was going to a bar downtown, and I'm sorry, but we're back home. That is not a thing. I can just park wherever I want. And this parking, you know what the thing that really ticks me off? This parking lot was damn near empty. It was damn near empty. So I go there and like I see a little, there's a little park, and I'm like, no, there's no way. Like I'm the only one here. I am clearly not taking up anyone's space. And I go into this bar, have a few drinks. Or no, sorry, I had one drink. I come out and there it is. I got a ticket.
And it's a city ticket though. Like it was $100.
Yeah. $100. Just because I didn't pay for $3 worth of a parking fee.
You should have paid the $3.
No, I should have.
It's a $97 difference there. We're talking.
That does not justify a $100 jump. Like it doesn't.
That's crazy.
Like it should be like $20, $25. But man, if I'm ever mayor of Edmonton, I'm getting rid of all parking tickets. That's how pathetic it is. I'm serious. I'm not even joking. That'll be on my platform. I'm getting rid of all parking. You can park wherever you want, and maybe like just a slight, the diamond, whatever you had mentioned.
Yeah.
But I was baffled. I was blown away. I'm the only one in this parking lot. I'm ticked. I'm driving away. Like, how is that okay? How is that okay? $100 just because I didn't pay $3. Like that does not make any sense. It should be illegal that should be illegal to charge some young kid who's just having the time of his life. Should be illegal.
That's tough.
That's your court case. That's you don't even need a lawyer.
I want you to walk in with that ticket and say, when I'm mayor of this city, nobody will have to come in and deal with this.
Fired. Yeah, I'm firing all the people in charge of parking tickets. It's unbelievable. I'm baffled by it. It's embarrassing, to be honest.
Amishman 19 says $3 for parking you don't pay. That sounds like learning a lesson when sometimes it's $25 downtown. Northside Salmon says you should have paid the $3. Trev seems like the guy who is mad for getting a speeding ticket when he was indeed speeding.
No, I know when I'm speeding. I admit it.
Would you do away with speeding too? Like just no tickets.
No, you're not about non-safety. He's just talking about parking, right?
Yeah, but that can be They're all rules. Rules are in place.
Cars are parked. They're pretty
rules
safe.
Are in place.
That is stupid. It is so stupid. I'm sorry, but it is.
Fight it.
I'm
and
going
it is
to.
a city one though. You're for sure like it's because those private ones you go into collections.
Like the private ones.
Yeah, they'll.
Oh, really?
You can get in some hot water with that stuff. But
But you're right.
If you show up in court, they don't give a damn. They hand those things out like candy.
It is a private one, honestly.
And represent yourself. Go in with bring a briefcase filled with crackers.
I'll fight this damn thing.
There you go.
I will. I've had it up to here. I'll say. I'm not paying this ticket. This is just it doesn't make any sense.
I've had it up to here. I'll say.
Yeah.
When I'm the mayor of this city, none of this will stand. God, I love you, Trev.
Thank you.
I think that's great. That's funny, actually. 780-218-9999. I want to get to this message here from Kurt, actually. It says, whatever happened to Dustin saying when he started this channel there would be more female representation back when he did that interview with Mark Connolly? Well, Jasmine's on the Hangout twice a week. Quinn Phillips is our commissioner. We've asked other ladies who work in the city to come on as well.
Is this an actual beef?
Yeah, this is somebody. Yeah, I don't know. What do you want? Maybe pay attention to the rest of the station.
We've had we had Catherine Pluvin the other day. We had multiple wrestlers from the U of A in on. I mean,
there was a female boxer on Reid's show 2 days ago.
We can go into.
What are we doing here, Kurt?
Okay.
I think I know who Kurt's burner account might be. I'm not going to bring it up. All right, 780-218-9999. Here's my beef quickly. My beef quickly is I was going to get to a bunch of Skinner hate on social media last night. I'm not going to go there. My beef is that if I'm not ripping management, people are coming at me on Twitter for not ripping management. If I'm too calm about things, people are coming to me on Twitter for my beef, I guess, is Twitter. Maybe I should just get off Twitter. Because if you're too positive, people hate you. If you're too negative, people hate you. Just a bunch of pip squeaks, causing issues.
Go over to Blue Sky, like Will.
Yeah, maybe that's where I need to go. That might be where I need to go. All right, let's bring in Reid Wilkins, who was absolutely straight fire last night. Yeah, this clip is how you're going to win text
And
of the
people,
day today.
can you set the story as some people are saying, hey, where does this come from? What happened? Like, what was the whole, I think the individual was Randy.
Randy had texted in and was kind of questioning our opinion on officiating and why do you guys blame this on officials, but you don't say this about the Oilers officials. And then Reid, and now I've clipped it here for text purposes, but this is what Reid said.
Have the balls to come up and say that to my face, you little pipsqueak wimp.
Boom. There you go. Let's bring in Reid Wilkins. Reid, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, guys. Thanks for having me. Really disappointed Trev didn't pay the $3. Very, very man, Trev.
I mean, I get his beef, but you could have just paid the $3, Trev.
That is some very poorly flavored beef. That is some undercooked beef. Well, like undercooked beef is okay, I guess. You can still eat undercooked beef. A lot of meats you can't eat undercooked. Anyway, you should have paid the $3. Sorry, Trev. Like $3.
Trev, you okay? You okay?
Buddy.
If I knew that I was going to have to pay $100 ticket or fight it, which is what I'm going to do, then I obviously would have paid the $3
But you
ticket.
should have just paid the $3. Is what
pay
we
the
said.
$3.
Let's pay the $3.
Why does it matter? Why do I have to pay? This isn't a thing. This shouldn't be a thing. It's illegal, Reid. It should be illegal. I'm the only one in this goddamn parking lot. No one else is there, Reid. I don't have to pay the $3.
Okay, so you knowingly took a risk. If you knew parking was $3, you knew a ticket would be more than $3. So you're just upset that the ticket was more than you thought it would be. What did you think the ticket was going to be? $5?
$20 maybe?
10?
$100?
Okay.
But then why wouldn't you just pay $3?
Like there's no
Why would I
way
have to pay a parking ticket when the parking lot is empty?
It doesn't matter.
Well, it should.
Like, it doesn't matter. The parking lot is owned by somebody who can charge for it, whether you like it or not.
I honestly want to know where this $3 parking lot is. That's an incredible rate.
It's a pretty good, yeah.
That's not bad, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, but also, so I saw a parking thing, whatever. But then, at restaurants downtown, I figure, okay, if I'm going into this restaurant, this should be, I should be fine. I'm a paying customer going to, when has that ever become a thing? That's not a thing where I'm from, and apparently I'm learning. But that was another reasoning why.
What's your town? Pincher Creek? What, does it have, 4 people in it?
Yes.
Parking's different.
I know, but anyway.
All right, Trev. Well, you've learned a lesson. You've learned a lesson.
Reid, is pipsqueak something you use on a regular basis?
No, I don't know why I don't know why I use that. I just got on a roll and then decided, okay, I'm going to have some fun with this one, and that's where it wound up going.
It was just pure emotion, hey?
I wasn't even really that emotional. I usually know what I'm doing when the microphone is on, even if it might sound like I'm emotional. So it's a lot of it is measured, as you guys know. But that guy, I think that guy's one of the trolls. He's a keyboard warrior, and he likes to like this is the and look, most of the audience is very passionate. Most people don't interact, right? I mean, most people will never call or text, which is cool. And then most people, a lot of people might want to be critical, might want to debate, might want to have a logical opinion, or might want to have something fun. But then there are guys that are just the keyboard warriors, right? And they just want to come in there and throw elbows. And then when they get an elbow back, why did you do that? Why would you say that to me? Well, because you're coming in throwing elbows, all it's like the guys who go into a scrum and stir it up and then they turtle, right? So sorry to that guy. Sorry, not sorry. You got to taste your own medicine. Oh no.
Reid Wilkins with us on the show today. Reid, is it wrong of me to be so calm about the Oilers' current predicament in this series this morning?
No. Not at all. I'm like, okay, let me answer that question with a question. What would panicking accomplish? How would Dustin Nielson panicking specifically help A, the Edmonton Oilers, or B, the listening audience? If people turned on the stream and Dustin was losing his mind for 3 straight hours, how does that help? How does that help anybody? You know,
It does. It doesn't, and it would be unnecessary after last night's game.
It would be unnecessary.
Yeah.
And like, okay, if the Oilers were clearly outmatched, and it was apparent they were going to get swept, then why panic about that? Then you would just say, well, it looks like Dallas is a hell of a hockey team, and there's like a 90% chance they're going to win the series, and here's why. I mean, look, we all know this, guys. Us freaking out doesn't help anybody. And at the end of the day, I don't think it's what the audience really wants, because most of the audience members are freaking out themselves. Not most, some, or have somebody in their life who is freaking out. So they come to us for spiritual guidance. That's really what it's all about.
Have you ever viewed us as providing spiritual guidance for people?
Have said that.
Maybe on the Gentleman's Sweep show.
That's very highly spiritual.
Reid, you do know, like a true gentleman's sweep is now in play.
It's on, baby.
Like the lose one, win four.
Not in play.
It is in play.
What do you mean?
This is it.
Why do you think it's not in play?
If you were to Google right now, gentleman's sweep, it would say lose the first one, win the next four.
It doesn't say that.
It does. You know what?
You edited Urban Dictionary, probably.
No, it's let me see definition. I'm going to do it. Definition.
It's
a gentleman's sweep. I'm pretty sure
it's 4-1. Though that again.
You know what? It actually says here.
Look at this. Oh, what is a gentleman's sweep? A gentleman's sweep is winning games 1 through 3, then game 5, usually at home, which is the only definition I will accept.
No, wait, you did not see that somewhere. That's just what you say.
It's the second thing that came up. It's a Reddit thread. What is a gentleman's sweep? Gentleman's sweep is winning games 1 through 3, then game 5, usually at home.
That's for the NBA in a best-of-5 series, though, right?
Yes. The gentleman's sweep is in play for Dallas winning in 5. The gentleman's sweep is in play for Dallas winning at 5. The higher-seeded team winning the first 3 games, losing game 4 on the road, winning the series at home.
It originates from a best-of-5.
Well, I'm looking at it here that says a gentleman's sweep in the NBA refers to a playoff series that ends in 5 games where the winning team gives their opponent 1 game as if to be polite.
Right. But this is in the NBA, so we're this in hockey terms.
Anyway, I still think gentleman's sweeps in play.
In hockey, it's a true hockey gentleman's sweep.
Reid, I mean, the penalty kill is not going to be 25% for the rest of this series. They kind of pissed the game away in 6 minutes, taking some bad penalties and not killing them off. Is that how you summarize last night's game?
Yes, but here's the thing, though. In a short series, I would be worried that the penalty kill could be 50%. You know, like if it's a 5-game series.
It was 60 against the Kings, right? It was 60 against the Kings.
That's the scary part. If it absolutely falls off the map, it probably won't be 25%, but it could be 50 to 60, and then that still could cost you the series. If the Oilers keep taking penalties. I mean, I guess if they only take 2 penalties a game, then maybe they could survive 1 power play goal against. But yeah, that's really what cost them to the game. They were playing well. Instead of when I was watching that, I thought, okay, first of all, as we've been talking about, a 2-goal lead is not insurmountable, even if one team appears to be in control of the game. But I thought if they get to the third period with the 2-goal lead and without having to kill a penalty late in the second or early in the third, they should be in pretty good position to win it. And then they took that penalty, and then they just couldn't stop it. And then it's one of the few times in the series where maybe, or a few times in the playoffs where maybe the Oilers became a little rattled. You know, I don't think they were completely unglued. I mean, it didn't turn into 9-3 by halfway through the third period, but just the fact that they took it, and that's the frustrating thing about was Kane the third penalty, or was Perry? I think it was Kane, wasn't it?
Kane was the one that led to the fourth goal.
So at that point, you would think, well, the priority then was getting your legs back under you and getting back to work 5-on-5. Well, one of the ways to do that is stay out of the penalty box. So don't hook, don't hold, don't put your stick near a guy's shoulders, neck, or face, which Kane did. You know, so that was, and then obviously they didn't handle the fourth goal very well. Like Skinner didn't know where the puck was. I don't think the other players on the ice knew where the puck was either, and they were all flailing around trying to find it and stop it. So yeah, it's one of the few times in the playoffs where the Oilers didn't handle adversity very well, where instead of starting to climb or steady the ship, they dug the hole a little bit deeper, and then it got out of hand.
I'm just not even recognizing the third period took place last night, Reid, and let's just talk about the first 40. The offensive metrics were heavily in the Oilers' favor. We talked about the finish line. I think they did a good job of neutralizing last night as well through the first 40, but let's just talk about the 40. What did you like? What did you see? What do you see being different in this series in terms of how the Oilers set up? We talked about, changes, and I think more changes 5-on-5 would be more in Pete DeBoer's court in decision making. But just your thoughts on the first 40, third period aside.
Well, first of all, I agree that Dallas is going to have to make adjustments, and I watched DeBoer's news conference last night, and he said they had to change some things for the third period or start to pick it up a little bit, so they will. And then the Oilers' priority will be fixing the penalty kill. But I thought the Oilers were excellent through 40 minutes. I mean, the Stars didn't have a lot of chances. The breakaway goal the Oilers handed to them with a turnover in a bad part of the ice. I thought the Oilers looked like the faster team, and I thought they looked like the more physical team, which is what they looked like, I think as the Vegas series went on, and then certainly at times when the LA series went on. Now, Dallas is going to be working very hard to counteract what the Oilers can do. And they do have a very good team, and I do think they have one of the best coaches in the NHL. We talked about it last night, and I heard the text you guys read a little while ago. Do you put Draisaitl with McDavid, if not for the entire game, maybe more often, and say, okay, Dallas, how are you going to handle this matchup?
Yeah.
Like, who do you want out against these guys? Are you going to put your top pairing out, and then maybe they don't get an offensive shift? Are you going to risk, having your third pairing out there and seeing if they can handle these guys? Because, obviously the Draisaitl goal was spectacular and just classic how those guys can play. But I thought other lines had some pretty good shifts. I mean, was the Hyman goalpost? I think that was when he was out with Nuge and McDavid. So that was a great chance.
Yeah.
Frederick had a chance all alone in front. And let's not forget, guys, we didn't talk about this last night, and I don't know if it's been talked about a lot. Connor Brown had a backhand all alone in front to tie the game. So even though, the Oilers didn't have a great third period,
I thought they bounced back 5-on-5 after giving up those penalty kill goals. I thought they did.
It took a little bit, I thought, but maybe by the midway point of the period, you saw a little bit of a reaction. And they did have a power play, too. So when it was 4-3 for Dallas. And that's another thing here. They did get a power play goal, but that wasn't a very good power play with a chance to tie the game. And this team, when the power play has been deadly, which it has been really going back to 2020, and even when they made the playoffs in 2017, it wasn't just that they had a high power play percentage, is that they scored power play goals at important times. And that also doesn't happen as often as it used to. I mean, if they come back with the power play goal of their own and tie it 4-4, well, okay, then the power play goals are 3-2 as opposed to 3-1, and maybe you still pull it a win.
Reid, as always, buddy, we love it. What's coming up on your show today? Anything locked in already?
Was Luke supposed to be on with you guys? Because
I thought Luke was
on at like 7:15.
He's missing in the big deal.
Yeah, he this was his week with us, right? Was it not? I think it was.
No, it's his week with us.
What?
I think.
No, we had Bruce Boudreau last Thursday.
Oh, I don't know. Well, Luke's supposed to be on my show.
So you're supposed to have Luke.
I thought. Well, when was Luke last on your show?
2 weeks ago.
Oh, well, maybe.
And then we had him
because we had him for a double up.
We had him for a double up one
back
time.
to the original schedule.
But it was Bruce was on last Thursday.
Yeah.
Well, I could have messed up. He's supposed to be on with us.
Well, hopefully you guys get him. Yeah.
Usually he would do both, though.
Yeah.
He must have forgotten. I'm just seeing if I got a text from or anything. No, I was texting with him earlier this week. He's like, "Hey, I'll do it from Dallas at like 340 Mountain."
So maybe that's why.
And we're supposed to trust his theory on the gentleman's sweep, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Unbelievable, this guy, this gentleman.
How excited are you about the drive-in with Hernan later this morning?
Yeah, what's that going to be like?
Well, that's not happening.
Oh.
He's offered me a ride, but I do have a ride lined up today. But everybody's been great offering me rides. Maybe Hernan will take me tomorrow. But yeah, Jay picked me up earlier this week, and Wannick's driven me. Hernan has driven me at other times, so everybody's been great.
Oh, that's awesome. I love to see it. All right, man. Well, we'll see you around the office when you get in.
Okay, see you.
There you go. That's so maybe that's the the Gaz just texted me. He says I have Reid today. Yeah. We'll see what else Gaz says. He's typing again. Anyway, it's I'm pretty sure this was. Are we gonna have to fight Reid and Jay?
This was our week.
It was the double up. It was the double up thing that must have caused a bit of it.
That's what caused the.
But
commotion.
we did have Bruce on last week.
Bruce Boudreau was with us last week.
Yes. I'm not taking crazy. Yeah,
I know he was.
Yeah,
I remember.
His video did great.
Yes,
Bruce was with us last week.
Yeah,
and so that means Luke this week.
Yeah,
apparently not.
Man, what a mix-up. All right, if you want to play kind of easy trivia, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. We have a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steak. Oh, we'll get into Mr. Mike's bit coming up. Hey, Rick, I'll get you the liner already. We'll get into that. We need somebody to play kind of easy trivia, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Text Trev. Let him know. If you'd like to play kind of easy trivia, he will pick one of you. We will get to kind of easy trivia. We will get to 3 questions too many. We will get to scalding hot takes. We will get to fired up for Gemco fireplaces and all of their authorized Napoleon products. And then, of course, the wrap for William Huff, all still to come in hour number 3. But if you want to play kind of easy trivia, 780-218-9999 is where you can get in this morning. Let's get to a sports update right now. For guys who we know will always be here. Windsor Plywood Leduc. Every day, 8 o'clock, their sponsorship rolls in right on time for the sports update. Let's do it.
The Edmonton Oilers allowing 3 power play goals last night as the Stars would take it 6-3. Leon Draisaitl, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and Evan Bouchard all getting on the score sheet for Edmonton. Game 2 tomorrow night back in Dallas. Meanwhile, Game 2 tonight in the Eastern Conference Finals from Raleigh. Hurricanes and Panthers with Florida up 1-0. Sticking with hockey, quarterfinals action at the World Hockey Championships. Canada will face off against Denmark later this afternoon. Tyrese Halliburton forcing overtime and leading the way with 31 points as the Pacers take Game 1 over the Knicks 138-135. Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals tonight when the Thunder host the Timberwolves, leading that series 1-0. Closer to home, the Stingers 0-2. They're on the road in Saskatoon to take on the 0-1 Rattlers tonight. You can catch that game live on Edmonton Sports Talk. Coverage starting at 7:30. The Toronto Blue Jays 14-0 over the Padres last night. They'll aim for the series sweep later this morning. First pitch 11:07. Sports update brought to you by Bruce Boudreau. Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and the surrounding area since 1993. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood Leduc.
Good night, golden nights. It's a gentleman's sweet. Good night, golden nights. Cup and put you to sleep. You'll never be a winner, 'cause you can't beat Stuart Skinner. Good night, golden nights. Oh, it is so sweet.
That is what we'll do, eh? We'll just rework
It's
that when they beat Dallas.
Yeah.
Good night, Dallas Stars.
Dallas Stars.
780-218-9999. It is the Nielsen Show. If you came for the doom and gloom today, you came to the wrong place. Okay, the Edmonton Oilers are going to be just fine. You should have your chin up as an Oilers fan. They made it look easier through 40 minutes against Dallas last night than I thought they were going to, and I'd already picked them to win in
Better
5.
than fine.
So
again, the first 40,
yeah,
Stars stole one.
Interesting. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. We've been an automatic 500 during the playoffs so far. We are at 381 right now. So hammer the thumbs up for us if you're watching over on YouTube today. An admission of guilt from Reid Wilkins. Reid has just texted me and said, yes, I screwed up. We had Luke last Monday. I thought it was the previous Monday. apologies.
Oh, well, big man. Still haven't got an apology from Jasmine yet. She was just kind of...
All I can think about when Reid sends me that text is this.
I have the balls to come up and say that to my face, you little pipsqueak wimp.
Say that to my face, you pipsqueak wimp.
Or somebody said, Wally pipsqueak wimp.
That's how you get in today. That's how you win text of the day today with the pipsqueak wimp bit.
I have the balls to come up.
All right. I think we got the stream back. I think we got the stream back. The Knights.
Good night, golden nights. It's a gentleman's sweet. Good night, golden nights. Combine and put you to sleep. You'll never be a winner, 'cause you can't beat Stuart Skinner. Good night, golden nights. Oh, it is so sweet.
All right, now we've reset. That was the Oilers penalty kill for a second there.
Well, third period.
Trev and I managed to get it done.
This is our third period.
I did not kick anything either. I managed to stay pretty calm and cool.
You're just calm.
Yeah, well, that was close though.
Third period.
I will say this. That was kind of close. All right. If you've not yet downloaded that Play Alberta app, it's your go-to app for casino, sports, betting, and lottery all in one place. Edmonton Sports Talk's title sponsor, Play Alberta. Scalding hot takes coming up. Fired up for Gemco on the way as well. We'll get to 3 questions too many. We do need one more question for 3 questions too many. So if you have a question for 3 questions too many, it can be Oilers related 100%. But whatever you have, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Jordan texts and says, did the coffee grounds make it into the internet router?
What a collab.
That's kind of funny, actually. I think that's a good one. All right. We are going to get to kind of easy trivia for Mr. Mike's. Let me just pass this over to my friend here. Trev, we have somebody to play. We're not gonna bring them in just yet, but we do have somebody.
Yes.
All right, we've got somebody to play there. Let's get to kind of easy trivia for Mr. Mike's. Here's a liner. Well, Mr. Mike's has turned up the sizzle with Platypalooza. From barbecue rib platters to coastal combos with lobster and prawns, it's big flavor all summer long. Plus, enter for your shot at sizzling summer prizes. Get into Mr. Mike's. Platypalooza is on. Mr. Mike's. Eat locally, enjoy casually. Boom. Mr. Mike's.
How long is this on for?
I think it goes for like over a month for sure.
Better get some costumery maybe.
Oh, that's good. 780-218-9999. Oh, that gets if that doesn't get you going today, I mean, what will? That's a lot of fun. Hopefully it puts a smile on your face. All right, Trev, who's playing trivia today?
Brelando.
Oh, Brelando's gonna play today. Brelando from the Halud crew. Grumpy Cat was out last night at Boston Pizza, and I said, hey, you got to get Normology out on Friday night. All right, because it's going to be a huge crew.
This market needs a Normology night.
It really does.
Yeah.
Friday night, Hudson's, Bourbon Street. Apparently, reservations been made for 40 AM Nasties to be out there.
Good. That place fills up.
I think Grump said he was going to be coming back. Brelando's a part of that crew. And I said, you got to get Normology out. And Grumpy Cat says to me last night, he goes, Norm is allowed 2 nights of the year. The golf tournament and the Nasty Bash.
Makes sense.
Those are like the only 2 nights he's allowed out of the house all season.
It all adds up now, doesn't it?
Yeah. All right.
It's funny about Grumpy Cat too. People are walking around the last night like, is that Grumpy Cat?
Yeah.
Like he matches his handle.
Oh, yeah,
like he is a Grumpy Cat.
Yeah. Actually kind of looks like a cat.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. Yeah. All right, let's bring in Brelando to play kind of easy trivia today. Brelando, is it true? Is Norm only allowed out of his house twice a year?
No, that's not true. He has a bachelor party on Saturday. That's why he can't come out Friday.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel bad for everybody else at that bachelor party. let's just say that. All right, Trevor started the ticker after read the first question. Good luck, man. Look and get your hands on that gift certificate to Mr. Mike's. Here we go. Did the Edmonton Oilers win Game 1 last night?
No.
Name one Oiler that did score last night.
Draisaitl.
What position does Thomas Harley play?
Defense.
Which city is home to Madison Square Garden?
New York.
What sport does Tyrese Halliburton play?
LeBron's the best NBA player of all time.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
And Sergio Ramos gets a nipple erection.
10 out of 5.
Oh, is that dirty? This is not just a dream, it's a wet dream of orgasmic proportions.
Oh, is that dirty? Frustration sets in and the emotion goes out, and then you just start playing with yourself. Oh, is that dirty?
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Lars Y says, that's a setup call, Dusty. That's a setup call. I did not tell Brelando, hey man, text in today and talk about how LeBron's the greatest of all time. By the way, LeBron James, at the age of 40, in year 22, finishes 6th in MVP voting.
Just let that hang in the air.
Just think about that for a second.
Let that.
Breathe it in. The greatest of all time, the best to ever do it. 6th in MVP voting in year 22. And some of you still tried to deny it. Unbelievable. All right, 3 questions too many is coming up. Scalding Hot Takes is on the way as well. We'll get fired up. It's tough. It's going to be tough for me to get fired up for Gemco today because I've been so calm all morning.
Yeah.
I've been so calm all morning.
Maybe that LeBron drop will get you going though, eh?
I mean, maybe. That might really get me going. I mean, a looming Friday show gets me excited as well.
Oh, absolutely.
On a game day.
Yes.
Positive vibes. Hopefully nobody's like super sad. And you shouldn't be. Your team is going to win this series against Dallas. It's a Nielsen guarantee. It's going to be okay, Edmonton.
No, they can't win the cup without beating Dallas.
It's going to be okay.
You called that last year? Your cup prediction is still on.
I've been confident for 300 days. 78 likes away from changing 500. So if you're watching on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up right now. It's 780. Or hammer the thumbs up over on YouTube and text us in the Paris Jewelers inbox at 780-218-9999. Like I did mention, we do need one more question for 3 questions too many today. So send that over and we'll give you an answer on it. Eric, do you have a liner for the segment today?
3 questions too many brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where he wonders if LeBron James has a line of cologne. Park Mazda, your dealer for life. I have been gunning. I told you that I put up a lot of people are suggesting the Michael Jordan brand cologne. Does LeBron have a cologne that you know? I mean, is he in that game yet? That might be the final notch to
Michael Jordan just continues to refuse to let LeBron have the spotlight. Like it could possibly,
he's got a cologne.
It could possibly be LeBron's last season next year. And what happens? Michael Jordan's going to hop on NBC for the season. Like, go away, man. Go away. Unless you're bringing Scottie Pippen and Phil Jackson with you, you're probably going to fail.
There is a LeBron cologne.
Oh, I definitely got to get my hands on it.
But it's spelled LABRON. So I don't think it's.
So do you think somebody's.
But it's called Sport Intense. So.
Ooh. It sounds nice.
Is he just skirting a...
Is it available at Save On Foods?
No, that's the Jordan one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Very high-end shop for the LeBron.
Dex texts in this morning, says, I don't know what Mr. Mike's is paying you guys, but it is not adequate. Because of the bit. Right? Because of the liner.
Maddie went by there yesterday, he was saying.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I screwed that one up. I said gift certificates were ready, but they weren't. They're ready today. So he has to go back today. This after getting spanked by Hernan and Tecmo too.
Yeah.
Tough. I think Iwanek left to go get those gift certificates because he didn't want to be around the office after losing to Hernan. Then he gets up there and they weren't ready.
And those 2 things weren't even the worst things that happened to him yesterday.
Well, his soccer team lost as well. They did. Hey, they lost the big match.
The big match.
That was the earliest I've seen Maddie out of those doors. It was an Irish goodbye. And it was sad because Maddie's
like right after the loss?
Soon after, probably. Like 20 minutes after.
Things have been going pretty well at Edmonton Sports Talk for the last year and a half, but the Tecmo League might drive us apart. When there's the 30 for 30 on EST back in the day, I was like, things were going really well. You expanded within a year. You brought in a big voice in Reid Wilkins.
Potential video idea.
There's tons of, and then tech. Yeah.
So what happened?
It was the Tecmo League.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. Awonic started 2-2 in the entire
more
company.
tables and games. Damn it. You remain undefeated.
Splitty Rooney says, I need a Hernan whisper of affirmation in my... Look, man.
He was doing it all night.
Affirmation is there. Today on the... I want EST afternoons today to start with Hernan Salas just telling everybody, just relax.
He should sing La Bamba.
Just chill. Hey, he won't do that, but that would be...
You played the good song for the morning after show. Why?
I mean, why not? The others are leading this series 0-1. That's how I view it. It's going to be okay.
Save it for the takes, baby.
Do you have a Twitter account?
Yes, at Lieutenant_Eric. You can follow Edmonton Sports Talk as well at YEG Sports Talk. That's YEG Sports Talk. Brian Swain, I retweeted this morning. Old Swain.
Oh, Swainer always has good numbers.
He tweets out most games with at least 10 hits in a single NHL postseason since the league officially started tracking hits in 2006. 4 for Zach Hyman. He beats Marcus Foligno's 3 record of 2021. Hyman set
already
the new record.
said it.
Yeah, and he set the new record with 12 against Dallas last night, obviously. He's got 90. 90 hits this postseason through 12 games. It's like a 7.5 clip average, I guess, per game.
It's a record-setting playoff for Zach Hyman.
He's a hitting machine.
And you're worried about last night's game. Come on, please. All right, question number 1. And send your... Oh, there's a few questions that are trickling in. We'll get to one of those. We need one question for 3 questions too many. I guess, there's a few good ones that I could get to. Some pretty funny names for LeBron colognes, which I'll give you. I think it's...
Yeah.
I think it's funny.
Somebody said that Jordan would have to have, Kerr and everybody else
this one
around.
says, don't forget, Jordan would also have to bring Rodman and Kukoc and Kerr. Man, that team was stacked. No, it wasn't. It wasn't a super team.
On the basketball theme, Josh Clausen chimes in. Oilers fans think they feel bad.
Yeah, Knicks fans today. Nothing against a third period collapse like the Oilers had last night, but blowing a 9-point lead in the final 52 seconds of a basketball game is just worse. It's worse. And then Halliburton. Oh,
I love the theatrics.
I think it might have been too early to do choke sign in game 1.
that could...
Game 1 choke sign?
Could work in your favor, Clausen.
They did choke, but still. All right, question number 1. Do you guys force Ekholm back early just to help the penalty kill?
Not game 2.
No, I don't think so.
That's like a returning home thing if it happens again type of deal. It's this question.
Yeah. Ekholm will never be ready to return.
Right.
It's just a matter of when he's going to try to return.
Sure.
And I don't think I watched last night's game and go, hey, man, we know you might feel better in about 3 days, but we got to have you tonight.
Yeah.
So, no, I wouldn't do it. I do think it's a fair conversation for many of you to have, but I don't think I think they'll be fine anyway. With the lineup they had playing last game, I think they'll be fine anyway. Sheldon says, yes. Why did he fly with the team then? Well, he's around. Yeah. I don't know if he's... here's the other way to look at it. Let's say let's just ballpark it. He's 80%. Or he's 78% right now. And in 2 days, he'll be 80%. Or in 3 days, he'll be 80%. Do they need him so badly that maybe I can be convinced. I'm going to stick to my guns and say, no, I wouldn't put him back for game 2 if 2 or 3 days more rest would significantly help him. But it's not an unfair question. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Question number 2. Do all of you guys always pay for parking? Be honest. This comes back around to Trev's beef. having a beef, not paying for a $3 parking spot, and then getting a $100 ticket.
Might have been $5.
It was $5?
Might have been $5. I don't know. I just said $3. I just know you had to pay.
How long were you in there?
Like an hour and a half, maybe? Hour and a half? In an empty parking lot that no one was using?
If I'm running in...
You still have,
no, but if I'm running in...
I still don't have to do nothing.
How long were you? Sorry, how long were you there?
Hour and a half.
Oh, buddy,
Maybe
you
an hour.
got to pay that $5, man. Yeah, I mean, I love you, Trev, and I'll have your back on pretty much everything, but I mean, you got to eat that ticket, man. It's just, you have to.
Okay, well, but if I was mayor and this was on my platform,
I fully agree.
You would agree with it, right?
I would vote for you.
Like, yes, I realize what I've done or didn't do, I should say, but I mean, that's what I'm getting mad. Okay, I acknowledge I didn't pay the ticket, but from $5 to jump to 100, I feel like that's a little bit like is that justified?
You're saying ticket,
really? Like
the ratio of like ticket to
everyone's saying
price.
you got to learn your lesson, Trevor, and that's why it's $100. But like really $100.
But you won't do it again then.
And I could go off on another thing that I'm not going to because I was so fired up. But
okay, yeah, don't.
I won't say that.
So if you're just running in sometimes,
yeah, you can easily do it. But if I'm plopping down for like,
I'm walking everywhere now on.
You're just gonna walk everywhere now. You're done with getting really good rates on parking and not paying them and deal with tickets.
Somebody asked if there's empty seats in the theater, would you still need to pay the admission?
Somebody said if you went into a grocery store and nobody was in there, would you just take everything?
I mean, that's stealing. That's totally different.
But I mean, they're charging for parking and you're parking for free. It's kind of stealing.
It was in front of a restaurant. I was a paying customer.
That's a prime spot too, though, in front.
And I'll say it.
It couldn't have been that good a restaurant if the entire lot was empty.
I've been there several times as well and never paid. So there's that as well.
Next time you go there, will you pay?
I'm walking there, so no, I will not pay.
I usually pay.
Yeah,
like,
if you're going in to sit
when
somewhere
I
or
first go
going
pull up somewhere, I'll be like, oh, maybe I won't. I'll look around, like I'm not going to pay, and then I just go.
If you got to pop in,
some parking rates are kind of ridiculous though, like the 20, 25, 30.
Go park
$35
downtown for a hockey game. He's like,
yeah. I try to park in that lot just north of the rink when I go down. I think it's like $25, $30 for a game, which could get you half of a beer inside the rink. All right, question number 3. This doesn't, it's a hockey question. It doesn't necessarily tie in to the conversation today, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. If Leon and Connor retired today, are they Hall of Famers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah. Undoubtedly.
Of course.
Undoubtedly.
Yes.
I mean, there are guys already in the Hall of Fame that have worse credentials than these two guys. So it's not even debatable. I'm surprised you asked it. I do appreciate you
read it.
coming up with a question. Yeah, well, it's something we can answer quickly. And, we got a lot of other text messages about parking that we want to get to. Clausen texts back in and says, I do feel confident after seeing the first 45 minutes of that game. Naismith isn't going to hit 7 straight threes in the fourth quarter again in this series. There you go. See, so Knicks fans also have a place for a reason to be positive today. Sean texts in and says, YouTube Trev, do the crime, pay the fine. Those bike lanes are not going to maintain themselves. That's a pretty good one. Bronx the Boilermaker says, stealing from a parking lot, which is kind of like, would you consider it stealing from the parking lot by doing free parking? You're technically stealing from the company that runs the parking lot because you're not paying for the spot that they would make money off
stealing from
of.
a spot somebody else would have paid for.
Quaddy over in the chat says, you're right to question it, Trev. So there's a little bit of support out there for you, Trev. I would say it's very, very lopsided against you, but
I'm blown away by that.
Yeah. Martin texts in and says, guys, it's simple. If you win the Hart Trophy, you deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, They're both going to well, we'll see what happens with the Hart Trophy vote this year. But I would think they both probably have multiple Hart Trophies. And they're both walking into the Hall of Fame. You add in a Stanley Cup next month, and it's going to go a long way on their all-time legacy conversation. So that's important as well. Fired up for Gemco. That is on the way on the other side of 8:30 here. Scalding hot takes for the ranch. That's just after 8:30 today. Congratulations to SGA on winning the NBA MVP. We haven't really got into that too much yet.
Which really pissed off Giannis Antetokounmpo, eh?
Yeah, was that a joke? Was that
it must be some sort of inside.
I think was that
something we missed?
It was really weird. It was either a troll tweet or he was legitimately pissed about it. Jokic was the first player ever to finish top 3 in points, assists, and rebounds. Still can't get it, but we all know why that is. I already laid that out. All right, nobody in the history of the league will ever be allowed to win 5 MVPs ever again. He's got 3 already. He's only got 1 left. He'll win another one at some point, so they couldn't give it to him this year. I think that's the main reason there. Hydro says Taylor Hall won a Hart. Oh, that's an interesting conversation.
The Hall question.
Yeah, Taylor Hall's not a Hall of Famer. But he won a Hart. An interesting twist in the Hart Trophy discussion.
What a tweak.
All right, Gager's locked and loaded. He's ready to go. We're going to get to scalding hot takes for the ranch. We're 53 likes away from changing 500, so hammer the thumbs up for us over there. I guess winning the Hart Trophy doesn't. But how many? Is Taylor Hall going to be the only Hart Trophy winner? Oh, no, Jose Theodore's not going to be in the Hall. He won a Hart. Are those the only 2 guys? Who else has won a Hart that isn't or will not be in the Hall of Fame? Is it just Taylor Hall and Joe? Am I missing some guys here? Somebody answer that for me. 780-218-9999. Scalding hot takes. Gager's going to pop by. We'll get to that after this sports update for a place where it is always game day. It doesn't matter the day. It's always game day at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge.
Tommy Anderson, Rangers, 41-42. Al Rollins, Blackhawks, 53-54. And Jose Theodore.
Those are the only ones?
Yes.
Okay, so it wasn't a crazy thought. So Theodore, those 2 guys, and Taylor Hall will be the only Hart Trophy winners that aren't in the Hall. Fine company right there.
The Edmonton Oilers dropping game 1 of the Western Conference Finals 6-3 as Dallas would go 3-for-4 with the man advantage. Leon Draisaitl, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and Evan Bouchard would be the goal scorers for the Oilers. Game 2 tomorrow night back in Dallas. Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals tonight down in Carolina. Hurricanes and Panthers with Florida up 1-0. Canada-Denmark will square off in quarterfinals action later this afternoon at the World Hockey Championships. NBA postseason continues tonight. Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals between the Thunder and Timberwolves with OKC holding a 1-0 lead. Last night it was the Pacers taking Game 1 over the Knicks in overtime, 138-135. The Stingers will aim for their first win of the campaign. They're 0-2 in Saskatoon tonight to take on the 0-1 Rattlers. You can hear that game live on Edmonton Sports Talk. Coverage starts at 7:30. And over to the diamond, the Toronto Blue Jays look to complete the clean sweep of the Padres later this morning. First pitch 11:07 as the Jays would wallop the Padres last night to the tune of 14-0. Sports Update is presented by Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge with wall-to-wall TVs, daily food and drink specials. It is the place to be for every Oilers game. Every day is game day at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge.
DRS, DRS, drop that wing and try your best. Get up close, you've got to press, must be within 1 second or less. Show that speed, please don't swerve. Hey, look out, here comes a curve. Hit the button, be ambitious. Goodbye, Mikey, too judicious. Around the world, they will prance. Red Bull Ring to Paris, France. And you never want to finish second best. Push on and refuse to lose, drop the wing and then use DRS, DRS, DRS.
Another Hart Trophy winner being brought up, Corey Perry. Is he a Hall of Famer? Corey Perry can be a very interesting discussion. I do think he gets in. He's won a Rocket Richard. He won a Hart Trophy. He's won the Stanley Cup. He's won, I believe, a bunch of things for Team Canada. Scored over 400 goals in his career. But, had one 50-goal season, never had 100 points. I think it'd be a discussion around Corey Perry, but I think I'd lean towards him probably getting in.
I know when the Oilers got him, I read an article saying he was right up there with Crosby as the most winning player in NHL history or hockey history.
From Canada,
all the way back from junior, like when he won with the Knights, he won in junior with the World Juniors.
Won with Canada multiple times. That'll get you.
He's
in.
a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, when you add in the international flavor to it, I think he gets in. Yeah. All right, I want to get to this one more text. This is another parking situation. Jason in Leduc says, guys, I have a parking story from the night of the Estes. I parked behind the theater in a section that's reserved for patrons of the high-level cafe or whatever the hell it's called. I parked there, wrote my license plate number in the register, and then ate a meal there. Then I went to the Estes and came out to a ticket. I guess it's only valid while the restaurant is open. So I was off and didn't pay for parking lot near Hudson's on White. Was there for an hour. Came out to another diamond parking ticket. God.
Jeez, it's a double whammy that night, eh?
2 parking tickets on the night of the Estes.
Most people got in for free, and he had to pay a lot to get to the Estes.
Jeez. All right, let's bring in Joaquin Gage. It's going to be scalding hot takes. Who is there? Are you who's got the mitt? Trev's got the mitt right now. All right, Trev has the mitt. He's going to try to defend. Scalding hot takes brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club, offering premier conditions, top-notch service, and unmatched value. One of Alberta's premier public golf courses and home to the EST Golf Classic. Book your tee time today at theranchgolf.com. Gager, how are you, sir?
I am well, gentlemen. Before we get to hot takes, guys, it's being a judge is difficult. And if I can just clear up one of the things on my docket for today, I believe it's case number 0069 in the case of Party Boy Trevor parking illegally in a space reserved for handicapped children that are blind, that are also orphaned. Trevor, can you approach the bench, please?
Trev, approach the bench, Trev. Approach the bench.
Hi, Your Honor. That was me.
How do you plead?
I think everything I did was okay. So I guess innocent.
Okay. We will schedule your court date for 1:40, Monday 26 in the William Huff studio, and we will settle this once and for all.
There's the ruling. Is this guy a judge or what? God, that was Gager. That was well done, sir.
Surprisingly professional.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
Trev, I didn't mind your demeanor in a situation like that. I mean, you were steadfast, but your voice was calm in that situation.
Do what I can do,
All right. Also, I think when you say you plead not guilty, not innocent, right?
Well, I am innocent.
You're not guilty.
In my grave.
Now.
Okay.
Technically, you are guilty. You're in trouble there. You just got to pay that.
I suggest you acquire legal representation, Trevor.
Yeah. I might. What is it? Defend myself. I wouldn't mind giving that a go.
That always works out well.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna dive into scalding hot takes. Trev has the mitt, so he'll go first. Eric will go second, and I will have the hammer today. You were good to go, Rick?
Always.
All right, Trev, you're good to go.
Yeah.
All right, and I am ready. Judge, you are good to go, sir.
Let us begin.
All right, let's get into scalding hot takes right now here on the Nielsen Show.
That was the wrong one. There we go.
Time now for scalding hot takes.
Maddie puts the Man U in, man, you suck at Tecmo.
Hot take alert.
At least Eric Ten Hag could win trophies.
That's a hot take.
Stuart Skinner should have stopped the 6th one.
Careful. That take's hot.
Not even the Panthers can match the Oilers right now.
The hottest of takes.
Bruno Fernandes cries more than Arsenal fan TV.
Wow, scalding hot take.
Matthew Iwanek is the Cleveland Browns of Tecmo Super Bowl.
Hot take alert.
Zach makes YTT look unreal in Tecmo.
That's a hot take.
United hired Ruben Amorim way too soon.
Careful, that take's hot.
The Oilers penalty killers are just huge fans of a gentleman's sweep show.
The hottest of takes.
Dusty is the hardest working EST employee. You can tell by how dry his hair is.
Wow, scalding hot take.
Losing a cup final to Tottenham is like losing 18 league games.
Hot take alert.
Tommy Gazzolo is so impressed by the Dallas Stars' rock-solid PP last night that he's asking DeBoer for tips.
That's a hot take.
They say everything is bigger in Dallas, except for the parking tickets in Edmonton.
Careful, that take's hot.
Ange Postecoglou is more successful than Mikel Arteta.
The hottest of takes.
Austin Matthews' hairline continues to recede because it's afraid of Marner's dry hair yelling at it.
Wow, scalding hot take.
All right, there we go. Scalding hot takes today. Over to Your Honor.
I love the commitment, Eric, that no one knows what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, Maddie does. That's all that matters.
Those are all just Maddie birds.
Maddie's listening.
Okay.
I know, and he's
unbelievable.
Yeah,
Trev, for what you were able to accomplish with everything that's going on, I like it. But by a nose, Dusty, you have
all right.
won the mitt.
Thank you, Gager. Got my hand on the mitt on a calm and cool day like this.
I'd say you won it by a pee-pee there. That Tom take was.
Yeah, I like that Tom take. I always try to work in a Tom sexual reference. I think they really win Gager over. Don't they,
Lots of
Gager?
points.
It's a big thing.
Yeah, I like to poke fun at in the office at Tommy at times too. So that gives the judge a chuckle. Let's just say.
All right, there we go. As always, Gager, great stuff, man. We'll get into the game, obviously, when you join us on Two Guys and a Goalie and EST Afternoons today. I don't want to take away too many of your hot takes right now. So,
well, I'm not allowed with Hernan. So
Hernan would kill you if you talk to us about the game right now.
I know.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into it on Two Guys, buddy. We'll talk to you then.
Sounds good.
There you go. Two Guys and a Goalie live at noon here today on Edmonton Sports Talk. No need to go anywhere else. Nielson Show will take you into the Hangout. The Hangout will then lead into the Lock Shop. The Lock Shop into Two Guys and a Goalie today. Two Guys and a Goalie into EST Afternoons. And then EST Afternoons into the highly successful Reid Wilkins Show as well. I'm going to get fired up here. Oh, Gaz, what a nice guy. Gaz says he could hop on here. We could probably fit Gaz in here for a little bit, right?
Right now?
He says he feels awful. It's not his fault. I mean, Reid kind of led him astray. Well, I just text him see if he wants to do phone or video. Maybe we catch up. We catch up with him. Fired up for Gemco Fireplaces. Let's hit that right now as we sort of the stuff with Gaz, see if maybe he can hop on before the end of the show. Gemco Fireplaces, proudly serving Edmonton and area for 45 years, the authorized dealer for Napoleon Fireplaces. Whether it's gas or wood burning, look no further than Canadian-made Napoleon Fireplaces. All the Napoleon products you need are available at Gemco. You got to check it out. 9281 50th Street. If you're looking for those Napoleon products, you get that at Gemco. I think Oilers fans should be fired up about the first 40 minutes last night.
It was my big moment that happened in the game.
The first 40?
Yes.
Yeah, I know it's disappointing. I know some of you who are always looking to rip on the team certainly have a couple of things that you can rip on the team about last night. But I think you should be pretty excited about how good the Oilers looked for the first 40 minutes. I think you should be pretty excited how they've responded from losses like this one in the playoffs so far. And I think you should be fired up about how good Leon Draisaitl looked after not looking that good offensively in the last series. So, I mean, you are going to lose games on a path to a Stanley Cup.
Quite right.
Eric, can I throw this
You
at
should get the mitt just for that take.
Do you want a super stat here? I'll throw a super stat at you. No team has ever gone 16-0 and won the Stanley Cup. Never. Not once. So I think you should be fired up because I still think this team will not be beaten 4 times over a 7-game stretch. And if they are by Dallas, and I mean, if they are by the Stars, you can come in and you can absolutely torch me. and I'll just sit here and take it. Sorry, I was too confident in them. Sorry, I thought they really had a team that could do it. I'll take it. But I think Oilers fans should be freaking stoked right now. I
get the fireplace reference there.
Yeah, I guess that it could be a thing. Statue Boss Production says, I am fired up about those things you mentioned, but I'm more concerned about special teams.
That's okay.
So are you more concerned?
You didn't say you're fired up about the special teams. Like,
no, I did not say
not
that.
in a positive way. You could be in a negative
be
way.
an
You
idiot
could.
to be fired up about special teams right now. But are you more worried about special teams than fired up about all of the good things that I just mentioned? I'm sitting here this morning, and I said it last night on the postgame show. Okay, yeah, send Gaz the link. Yeah. There we go. We are going to get a dose of gas, which is good. But I think I'm not coming off my 5-game prediction. I'm going to have to see more from Dallas 5-on-5 before I start to get overly worried. Statue Boss Production does say he is more concerned than he is fired up. So, maybe not everybody's seeing the silver lining in the game one defeat. But as we said, like their losses in the playoffs have all been kind of crazy like this. Game 1 against the Kings. You even said game 2 against the Kings. Arvidsson with the giveaway when things look like they're going well.
Like, again, if a team beats you outright, you can kind of live with that. But it's these frustrating ways they find ways to lose that gets people's goat, and I do get that.
(780-218-9999) 780-218-9999. Guys, I heard something like any conference rematch that has happened has seen the team that lost the first series win the rematch. I don't know if there was a time frame on that or what. No, RCN, where was that? I heard that or I saw that myself yesterday. I don't know where it was. It must have been on social media somewhere, but it wasn't every time. It was like 9-10 times it had happened. 4 or 5 of the times the team took the series twice. And then the other half, it was a split, I think. But I know what you're talking about. All right, we do have guys. We're going to bring him in here for Pro-Am Sports again. Let's hit that Pro-Am liner one more time because they're going to be open. They're going to be open on Sunday from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. So from 9 a.m., if you're coming into town for the game, many of you probably will be, swing them by Pro-Am from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's located at the corner of San Albert Trail and 128th Ave or online at proamsports.ca. Also, Oilers Fanatics hats for EST listeners. Go in, tell them you listen to the station. You'll get 50% off Fanatics hats on Thursday or on Sunday in that special window that they're open from 9 until 1. You go in, you say you listen to the show, you're getting 50% off a hat. That's 2 hats for the price of 1. That's 4 hats for the price of 2. All at Pro-Am. All right, let's bring in Luke Gazdic and let's complain about Reid Wilkins here for just a second.
Yeah.
Because Reid did text me. So Reid was on today and I said, what's coming up on your show today? He goes, I got Luke Gazdic. I said, wait a second. I said, I thought we had Luke. And then Reid did text me and say, hey, I apologize. We had him on last Monday. I thought we were having him on again. So Luke, it's not on you. It's not on us. It's on Reid Wilkins. How are you doing, sir?
Well, the amount of anxiety I woke up with this morning to a text from Dustin Nielson saying, are you good to hop on? I'm like, oh no, what have I done? Yeah, sorry about that, man.
No, you don't need to apologize.
You're more worried than
it's
anything.
a classic
We're glad you're okay.
Yeah, we're just happy you're okay, Luke.
Yeah, thanks, man. I hope the connection's good here too. I'm in my hotel room here in Dallas. It's a very overcast day here in Dallas, both outside and inside.
Look, man, I've been super calm so far
it's
today.
Very sunny here. Yeah.
I loved their first 40 minutes. They pissed away the game on the penalty kill in a 6-minute stretch. I thought they even bounced back pretty good 5-on-5 after that. It is Luke Gazdic with us on the Nielson Show. If you're watching on YouTube, sub to the channel today. Luke, I mean, I'm finding a silver lining in that game last night, but where are you at? You were there last night. What was it like when things started to unravel in the third period early there?
Okay, so it was crazy to be there live. The energy before the game was unbelievable. And I thought they came out of the gate really good. Like they quieted the crowd. They had kind of quieted down the atmosphere a little bit. By the time it was 3-1, the place was dead. Like this, and then the second period happens, and I feel like it was pretty low event. And they had this team dead to rights. Like they were in full control. There was not a minute of that hockey game, I think, in the first 2 periods where I was like, you know, they're in trouble. So we're lining up to do the second and third period hit. Me and Dave were on the concourse, and we didn't want to do anything specific. So we're like, man, this is a real business-like effort. Like they're out here, like there's no scrums, like they look unreal. The veterans are leading the way. And then, of course, they come out in the third period and get into penalty trouble, and it was just a completely different story. And once that building took off, like that Stars team just fed on it. And man, there's a couple teams in the league that do a great job at this. When they smell blood in the water, it's go, go, go. Like they did not let up. There was no relenting there. And I think, you know, the worst part of it is that you get a guy like Matt Duchene who hadn't scored all playoffs. Tyler Seguin, no goals in the Winnipeg series. He gets on the board as well twice. So it's not just the loss. I think it's, you know, some of the personnel on the other side too that is probably feeling pretty good today.
What happened on the penalty kill? Because it's and we've got a lot of people kind of trying to hang it on Skinner. I'm not sure. The fourth goal I thought was a weird one that he definitely could have played better. But when you see, well, you know, before we even get to the penalty kill, if you're going to take undisciplined penalties against Dallas, it's not going to be a recipe for success, and that's what happened last night, is it not? I mean, stay out of the box.
Hey, people ask me questions. They're like, "What do I do in the penalty kill?" I'm like, "How about don't take penalties to start? Like then you don't have to kill anything." The biggest thing I saw, so we actually did a thing after the first period because I thought their penalty kill on Dallas's first power play opportunity was massive. And they wouldn't even let them in zone. So they stacked 3 across, and they were really aggressive at the line. They want to funnel you into that half wall, and then it was pressing down ice. They stopped that. Like they were way more passive on the entries, and it was so easy for Dallas. Dallas is one of the, I talked to Stan Steele about this in the dressing room yesterday. Dallas is one of the best teams, he said, with adjustments on the fly. Like their special teams at both sides are so good in game at seeing like what the opposition is giving you and then creating something from that. So they just started doing a different power play breakout and then an entry into zone. And it was so easy. And then if you go in zone, I don't fault the only one that I'll probably hang on Stu. Listen, straight shots are what they are. If you want him to stop that Granlund shot, that's fine. I'm okay with that opinion. That is a sick release. He scored on that same shot in Winnipeg on a 2-on-1 in game 4 or 5. 5, at home. The only one was the one where he was really lazy to get across. It was
the fourth one, the Duchene goal, right? The Duchene goal, yeah.
Duchene goal. Like he misses it on his left, and then he's late to push to his right. And then they can't find it. It was just a cluster in front there. I really didn't like that goal. The Heiskanen one from the point, that's a screen. Like nobody is. I don't know if anyone's stopping that. But man, you can't take 3 like that. Like Pears wasn't great. Kaner's on Duchene wasn't great. Just careless with the sticks. High sticks drive coaches insane. And I don't know if KK is the guy to be going insane, but high sticking penalties are the bane of coaches' existence. That and too many men's.
Well, and again, as we said, we're taking a positive approach. We kind of rinsed the third period, kind of pretending it's not happening this morning. But the first 40, as you talked about, I mean, they were up in most metrics. You were there. You felt the pulse of the building. What did they do good in those first 2 periods there, Luke? In terms of the Oilers, we talked about the finish line of Dallas, obviously a big weapon that they possess heading into the series. Thought they neutralized them quite good. It seemed like they had control, but what were they doing good? And we also talked, heading into game 2, it's a 6-3 loss, but I think Peter DeBoer probably has more questions to answer right now than Chris Knobloch.
They both have questions to answer. I thought they just pushed the pace. It looked like the ice was tilted. They were winning races to every puck in the offensive zone. They were winning races to second chance opportunities, rebounds in the offensive zone. They had a couple shifts, Leon's line particularly, that got an unreal amount of ozone time just from buzzing around and being first on pucks. They were more physical. They were winning faceoffs. And most importantly, I think one thing Amber was all over me about was Jay Cottinger. He was saying, do you think they're going to go after him like they did Aiden Hill, like early in this series to try to like knock him off just because of how successful I think they were with the job they did on Hill, and they left him alone. And no scrums after the whistle. Like they stayed out of the muck. It was very like business-like approach. They were like, hey, we're here to win this game one, and that's it. And it just, the whole thing flipped on its head going into the third period. I think silver lining for me is that a lot of that is special teams. And listen, short term here, they gotta fix this penalty kill. Like they gotta get this thing going. That would be priority number one for me today. No one's skating over here today. I think I'm okay to tell you guys that. There's no skates here today. Optional up in Frisco for the Stars, but no skate for the Oil. So hopefully those guys are nailing down on some video today, and that should be priority number one.
Guys, because of the way that it went in the first 40, and we had people saying, Dusty, would you take out Frederick for Arvidsson, or would you do anything? And I first of all, Knobloch has made some great decisions with his lineup. So whatever he does, I think I kind of have to support at this point. But I think I just sort of run it back.
I liked it. I liked the way they were set. I liked Freddie's game. You know what? And who even said it? So one of the Dallas staff who I was talking to after the game said, man, I didn't realize how big that Frederick is, like down at ice level. Like he's a big body. I think his skating's getting better and better every single game. He was active on the forecheck. At least, the effort was there. He's a guy I really want to see him succeed. Like he's got one goal in this playoffs, and I just feel like he can be a huge part of the solution and the forward core here. He wouldn't be coming out for me, put it that way.
Yeah,
I do think they should find a way to go. I do think they should find a way. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I think Arvidsson's a clutch piece.
You like to get him back in?
I think he could be a factor at some point in this series.
Would you play McDavid and Draisaitl together a little bit more? Maybe not full, like all the time, but you try to get them out there a bit more together?
Well, they were successful on it in how KK usually does it in the first period, right? Right after the penalty, they put them together. It's actually not a bad call. It's obviously worked going apart, but I think I lean on what you say, man. I found myself multiple times throughout the year thinking that I do stuff like that, and KK is either patient with it or he has kind of a different idea in mind. And his bench and game management and his sense of the lineup and the guys that are going and the guys aren't, I've kind of learned to trust that he's got a really good sense of what's going on. So I'm kind of leaving it in his hands because I think he's got a good grip on what's going on there.
Gaz, as always, man, we really appreciate it. Even more so today. Thanks a lot for hopping on.
Yeah, you guys rock. I'll be back up again with Reid in the afternoon. The double duty on EST today. Let's go.
Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. There you go. That's Luke Gazdic, everybody. Brought to you by Pro On Sports from his hotel room in Dallas. He will be with Reid Wilkins this afternoon as well. That's what we saved all the good questions for Reid. Yeah. All right, Reid always asks those great questions.
Take them home.
All right, let's get into the wrap right now for William Huff. If you want your place to look as good as ours, get it done with Bruce and the team at William Huff. They've been doing it since, forever. So they're really good at it. If you're watching over on YouTube today, we are, what are we at? We're 20 likes away from hitting 500. Our playoff streak is at 500. We got to hit to 500 here. So if you're watching over on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up for us. It's been, I think, an overly positive show from us.
I don't know how we could get more positive.
Yeah. I don't know if people wanted us coming on today ripping the team, but I think they're in a good spot.
The penalty kill wasn't even that bad. Just give credit to the Stars power play. How about that?
Wow.
You want to get overly positive.
You're probably getting carried away there.
Is that a little too positive?
I don't know if I can handle that. I don't know if I can handle that. I think it's a ridiculous take. What did we learn on the show today?
Where is it here? Toronto Blue Jays. They're rocketing up the power rankings here. I'm just scrolling down. 21 now. Previous ranking 22.
Oh, wow. And that's from week to week.
Yeah, they shut out the Padres in game 1. They shut them out big time yesterday. They're going for the sweep later this morning.
And they're 21st in the MLB Power Rankings.
Got it, 24 and 24.
I'm glad we learned that today. That's good. Let's get to your sound of the day today. Sound of the day is pretty simple, and it's nice because we're up against it. It's a tight one.
Text of the day probably too.
It does lead to text of the day. Oh wait, that's the Bayou song. That might work too, actually.
Have the balls to come up and say that to my face, you little pipsqueak wimp.
You little pip squeak wimp.
Wally pip.
That is your sound of the day, which does lead to the text of the day. Text of the day, of course, today and every day, brought to you by great partners over at A&W. A&W, text of the day. From bun to bun, it's loaded with steakhouse flavors, unlike any you've had before. It's bacon jam that is sweet and smoky, peppercorn aioli that's creamy and savory. A&W's juicy grass-fed beef raised with the use of hormones and steroids. Taste the Steakhouse Team Burger for a limited time at A&W. Canada's original burger chain since 56.
And that arugula really adds a nice crunch, wouldn't you say?
I'm not a huge arugula guy myself. I took it out. I'll just say it. I took it out. But that shouldn't surprise anybody except maybe Tony at Boston Pizza. And I do have to say sorry to Tony. I broke Tony's heart talking about the red onions on that smoked ham stromboli. Tony, I love you, man.
He thought he won you over with his secret ingredient. But
anyway, text of the day today comes in from Megs. Knobloch, when Jeff Skinner says he'd like to play another game in the playoffs.
Have the balls to come up and say that to my face, you little pipsqueak wimp.
That's kind of funny. It's been a fun show today, coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studio, where they have that pickle menu right now that will blow your mind. I'm actually going. I'm going for. I'm meeting Furby today, who runs all the Popeyes, owns all the Popeyes. We've got a business meeting this afternoon.
Oh, maybe a couple pickles for
a
nice glass of brine.
An exciting business meeting for some guys with some deep fried pickles. Well, that might be a fun time. All right, the hangout is coming up next. It is Maddie, it is Tommy, it is Jasmine, locked and loaded to break down a Game 1 defeat. But the series is not over, everybody. It is far from it.
A home team hasn't lost on.
I'm feeling better about a gentleman's sweep than I was even before the series.
A true gentleman's sweep, by definition.
Except for Reid's definition. But that's okay. For YouTube, Trav, go pay that ticket, buddy. And Lieutenant Eric, I am Dustin Nielsen. Stick around, the hangout's coming up. I'll be back with the Lock Shop at 11 this morning. 6 likes away from changing 500 here before we get out. Hammer the thumbs up for us. Tell your friends about EST. Greatly appreciated. Huge show locked and loaded tomorrow morning as we will continue to get you ready for Game 2. I love this. Jack Cookson texts me. Luke Gazdic, first class dude.
First.
He is. Yeah. And he's a tremendous individual. He's outstanding. All right, that's going to do it for the show today. You know what? No, it's not. We're going to change 500 here. We're 2 likes away. Trev, get that 500 button ready. I get so sad for fans who get sad. Like it's going to be okay. I wish we were on Saturday morning after a Friday night victory.
It's going to be okay. It is okay.
Changing 500.
This guy says it is okay.
Ship it.
Changing 500. Let's go. Talk to you at 11 on the Lock Shop. Take it easy.